wow. Hey, pura vida, mi gente. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys being here. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. I see you guys. Shout out to everybody here. Appreciate you guys making the time to come through. Wow. Just breathe, man. Just breathe. Wow. Just breathe. Yeah. Welcome. All right. Yeah, I see you guys. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming through. Just wanted to go ahead and talk a little bit today, show something, promote my Instagram too. Got some reels there, some quick little excerpts from my videos and stuff. We're gonna talk about a couple of things. If you have any questions, make sure, you can ask, just like the other day. I'll try to get to everybody. It's hard to answer on everybody at the same time, but I appreciate you guys, again, being here. And I always, try to be respectful and, yeah, silly questions, we don't bother with that. Silly questions. Yeah, wow, the breath. Yeah, wow. Thank you. Appreciate it. Shout out to Science for the background music. All right. Appreciate I got my two bodyguards right here. And just in case anybody get funny, they're ready. They're trained to kill at the spot. Or with one blow. They kill with one blow. If you guys didn't know that, Jaguars kill with one blow, just like T'Challa, the Black Panther from Marvel. He kills with one blow, just like the Jaguars do. Kill with one blow. All right, we already gone over that. Might go over that again. All right, let me see. Dun. Hold on. Whoa. Uh-uh. Okay. All right. Okay. Just real quick, because you guys don't know, I got a Patreon page. Just want to show you guys some of the recent posts we've done on the Patreon. Okay. This is a book we're gonna get into. It's good, you know, but it's still a little, kind of African things. We've talked about a lot of the people already in the book, like Lincoln and others. So something just to add. I again shared it on my Patreon page. Again, this is a recent post. All right, people already enjoying it. A lot of my Patreons, as you guys can see. It says peace to the. I haven't read this one. 3 days. Peace to the God for your loyalty and truth. My tribe is Ataho Shakshuma tribe. I don't think I've ever heard that one, but deriving from the Muskogee. Okay. So Blackfoot tribe in general. Sometimes, mostly, is when we're talking about Southeast people, we're talking about Saponi, Catawba, Eastern Siouan, Blackfoot, not Muskogee, not 5 civilized tribes. So make sure you guys understand that. The word Sapone actually means Blackfoot. But yes, eventually they did mingle and mix with some of the Muskogee people. A lot of them became called Cherokee, but that's why everybody's Cherokee or Blackfoot. We got to get more in depth into the genealogy, understand a true history, specific. Keep teaching, my brother. Okay, yeah. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. Share this book. We're actually reading. We read the first 2 chapters already. A lot of good drop. We dodged a lot of hijack, but it's amazing how a lot of people is already talking about the significance of America, right, in the ancient world, and how it might be the true old world. And that's what, we could talk about today, I'll be back. They snatched my Patreon account. Don't worry, bro. Don't worry, man. Yeah, I know you're good, man. You've been following for years, Radames. Radames has actually been following for a long time, since like very first couple videos. So, bro, you're good, man. The jaguar kills alligators. The jaguar kills snakes. It goes in the water. Loves the water. Yeah. Jaguars don't play. The real king of the jungle. We're talking about jungles, right? We're talking about, usually they show these tropical dense places, right? Jungle. They don't show savannas, right? Dry savannas. That's where lions live. All right. The real king of the jungle is the jaguar, guys. They hijack everything. They hijack everything, man. What it do? Welcome. Appreciate everybody coming through. So there's another post again, you know, again, a lot of people already enjoying it. Abija Reed says, Big up Kurimeo, thanks for your continued selfless work. I appreciate you. You're very welcome, man. Tawada. Tawada. Let me be a free man. These are all books I got on my Patreon, right? Racial innocence. I post, so you know, I try to like post different stuff. There's some videos here, like this one that got taken down on my YouTube. So I posted it here on my Patreon because it got taken down. A lot of the videos that get taken down on YouTube, I put them here on Patreon. And another book here, The Minds of Cherokee Blacks and Whites on Tennessee Frontier. Separate Peoples, One Land, huh? Really pretty good book. You gotta pull out the babies out of all of them. You made it live, Michelle. That's why I try to go live right now at different times so people could, I know I got different people in different time zones, and some people can't make the night lives, some people can't make the morning lives. So yeah. Hey, Diddy88, what's up with the name? Hey, Diddy88, that's the Kirkland Files. Now you know who that is, the Kirkland Files. Shout out to our brother Kirkland for sharing his investigation with us, his information, helping out overall with the research. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you check out the videos. We did some investigation with Kirkland File. We might get into a little bit of that today, just in case, you know, just to talk about stuff, you know. Live came straight through, yeah. Oh, you see? All right, so you guys got the notifications. Hey, Millennials, man, thank you for the membership. Appreciate you very much. Check out Millennials. She got her channel. All right, check out Millennials. Appreciate you. Thank you for the membership. Yeah, so we got a lot of posts on the Patreon. You know, this book, got a lot of books here, guys. A lot of books. This one's a good one. Mysteries of the Mexican Pyramids. Sacred Mysteries of among the Mayas and the Quiches. You know, we read this whole book. We read this whole book right here. That was a great book we read together. We read all the tribes listed in this book. We didn't read the whole book, but we went in alphabetical order. I know it's you, bro. I know it's you, Kirkland. I know it's you. It's just the name made me laugh. I'm sorry, man. The name made me laugh, man. Sun circles and human hands. You see that? See that symbol? They say that's a Hindu symbol, but they found this in the mountains. They find that in Central America. They find that in South America. Okay? Ancient America's Lost Giants. We've gone over so much information on the giants, right? So this is one way to support me. You go to my Patreon page. So you kind of get a lot of benefits, you know, not just, you know, benefiting me, but I share a lot of my books there just to show my appreciation to the patrons who are holding me up. Literally, you guys are holding me up like you guys don't understand. Don't go nowhere. Please don't go nowhere. But I understand you can't make it every month. Like, you know, I understand. The First American, the suppressed story of the people who discovered the New World. Really good book we're going to get back into. Because it's talking about that site in Mexico, Hueyatlalco. Talking about 250,000 years old, possibly. They found these tools, and they found an elephant bone with an inscription, a drawing of an actual elephant on it. So humans definitely were living there. It's buried very, very deep in the geological strata. So that's how geologists determine the age and stuff like that. So this book is specifically on that. Really, really good, interesting, really interesting. Mysteries of Ancient America. Guys, as you can see, we got really a lot of books here, and so on over all these years. So that's one way to support me. You could also got, you know, as a member. So again, shout out to Millennials. She just became a member for 15 months. You got exclusive members only videos, right? A little more private stuff. You know, me blogging on my trips or videos that get kind of censored or anything like that. Walking through neighborhoods, showing you my yard. My trip recently, 7 days ago, you see, Beach Break Resort, Hakol Beach Town blog. Pretty cool little video, you know, as you guys can see. Recent members only video. My son's first amateur fight. All right, he did pretty good for his first time. He did actually really good. I don't know about the judge's decision, but if you guys judge. We do some live investigations sometimes with the members only before we upload videos. So that's a benefit. All right. Sometimes I do posts and let my members know where I'm uploading before anybody else. Okay. And again, here's some of the videos. Again, some of the posts. right? Live presentation, you know, I let them know what's coming up. These are all videos, right? More members only videos. All right, if you guys want to tune in, support that way as well. I really appreciate what I do. I appreciate you donating, yeah? Appreciate what I do all these years. This is how you show the love, you know, because we all got to put food on the table, right? Nobody works for free, right? Even though I never really like force people to donate or anything. Even when I help people, I don't, you know, it's up to them. I don't charge anybody anything for genealogy or anything like that. All right. You see how I let my members know when I'm uploading a video. Sometimes I gotta do that more often, you know. But they always show up anyways. Members always kind of show up. They're very loyal, you know. All right. I also want to talk about earlier, right? Earlier I went on. I did a build with brother Orisha Stone. All right, Orisha Stone. I did a build with him earlier. I shared the link on my wall on the post. If you haven't watched it, and about an hour long, you can check it out. You know, conversation I had with him. You know, he's asking me a couple of things. You know me though. I like showing sources. I don't like just talking, but you know, sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes maybe you know there's somebody in the crowd that never knew me or never heard of the things I'm going to say. So you know, I try to go on and do it. So. You know, it was a good build. I appreciate him for being respectful, allowing me to talk, not taking anything personal. You know, we kind of got on a Zoom call before we actually got on together. So there's no like misunderstandings or, you know, so we can set expectations as well. So check out that. That was earlier today, about 4 hours ago. All right. Nah, man, don't go over there and talk bad about him, guys. I hope that's not somebody that came from my channel. He can ask better questions, man. It's all good, man. Like he did as best he can, man. And he even said, next time I'll have some written down questions." You know, it was kind of on the go, and an introduction, you know, to his followers. You know, like the info. So, you know, give him a break, guys. Don't be going over there and being rude. Show him the love. Hit like. I gotta hit like. Well, I haven't hit like. Okay, I gotta hit like. I hit like. Right. Let's hit subscribe. All right. Hit like. And I appreciate anybody that's takes the time to do that. He's cool with Rod Hayes, so he might get me on with Rob Hayes, and we might do a build together too. You know, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. All right. So again, you guys don't know, I got an Instagram page, right? Got an Instagram page, check it out. I post a lot of images and videos, reels. Most of my videos that are under an hour, I post them here. That's what I'm doing little by little. We're gonna check out some reels, and I want to give a shout out to the person helping me out with that. Like, he literally decided, hey, can I post your videos on my channel? I wanna help spread the word. And I was like, hey man, it's all good as long as you let the people know where it's coming from, who's speaking, because a lot of people don't do that, guys. A lot of people don't really like me. I'm gonna talk about some real stuff right now. A lot of people don't really like me. A lot of people don't agree with everything we prove and show, right? They don't want to agree, because I do my videos all the same. I'm showing sources. It can't be biased, right? It's not just one-sided history either. It's not biased history. History's not biased. People are. So a lot of people on TikTok, because they get away with it on TikTok. Like, TikTok is so messed up. Like, they allow people to just steal other people's videos and make a TikTok channel based on my videos, literally. And so they grab excerpts from certain videos and just kind of have this biased view. It's me talking. It's my production. It's my stuff on YouTube. They don't even name me. They don't even tell people who I am. So hey, we need moves. We need the moves. The movies. Hold on, let me see what's going on here. We need the movies. We need what's the movies? What's that mean, Stanley? Hey Stanley, if you kind of spam a lot, somebody might delete your comments. Don't just explain what you mean. Explain. Be clear, guys. Be clear, so people don't mistake you for a troll or for spamming. Okay. All right. Don't get timed out like a little kid. Like, be clear. So wait a minute. You and Raw. Okay, Manny Stanley. All right. Truth ain't never biased. A lot of folks do be hating. Ah, yeah. You know, that's the thing. The haters make the most noise, unfortunately. The good people, we in the background, you know, we keep it real. We in the background. We show the love. We're here supporting for years. So I know you guys are out there, but unfortunately, the bad apples make the loudest. The cloud chasers, you know, they're the cloud chasers. They want the views. They want the fame. They want the money, and so they make a lot of noise, and they end up having a following of hate, right? They end up having a following of the same kind of people. But what I was saying is, a lot of people share my videos and don't add me, don't say, hey, this is Kurimeo, check out his whole channel, check out the full video. You know, at least show the love a little bit. At least show the love if you're gonna be using my videos on every post, literally. I don't let haters bring me down, guys. Like, you guys understand, like, I get haters all day, every day. If I worried about that, I wouldn't. How many videos I do about pointing out haters? I really don't. Like, if I ever do a video, a live, like I did the other day with Longo, like that's specific, because I went, Longo's somebody known in the community, like, you know, all world Florida, whatever. Not in every community, but, you know, he had me on. I trusted him, you know, and for him to like just misrepresent me like that to his followers and anybody who watches, that's just wrong and dirty, and that's just, to me, conniving, you know, like fake. Like, he was being fake with me the whole time, so that's why I had to do that. And I did it once, and that's it. I ain't gonna talk about it no more. Like, we're talking about it right now, but I ain't gonna do more videos about it. Like, you know, we as you guys can see, I stay busy. Like, what have I uploaded recently, right? Like, you guys know I don't be doing that all the time. I don't let them affect me. If I did, I have a whole different channel. I will always show you, you know, keep doing my research. As long as we got internet, guys, I'll be doing my research, you know, as long as we got internet. He said, you trust Longo. It's not about trusting Longo. I trust humans. I give people the benefit of the doubt. All right. So if somebody comes to me with respect and say, hey, you want to be on my channel, we can do this, I'm like, sure. Why wouldn't I trust them? I haven't experienced anything bad from them before, and I didn't have anything really bad to say about them specific to me. So why wouldn't I trust somebody, right? And I did get some free publicity, you know, going on his channel. So why would I not trust? You get what I'm saying? Now, you know, when he did what he did and started talking bad about me and all that, misrepresenting me. Now you lose all respect and trust. You get what I'm saying? So don't think I'm a fool. Like, oh, I just fall for everybody. No, I give people the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. Hey, millennials, thank you, but don't give memberships, please. It's okay if you did it. Thank you for that. All right. Don't give memberships. Let me explain why. Because you can't pick who to give it to, and it even might pick people that hate on me. And I got very private videos on my membership. I really think that should be more exclusive to people who actually want to be a member and want to support. Hopefully, Claude, welcome to the club. Hopefully you just got a gift, a membership for a month. Hopefully you're a good person, you know. You're not here to hate or anything. I hope you can speak for yourself. You know, let me know. You know, I hope you enjoy. I hope you're happy that millennials gave you a gift. But guys, don't do that anymore, right? No more gift memberships, because you can't pick who you give it to, and it's gonna pick. Sometimes it picks the wrong person. All right, and my member videos are very private, very personal, and I don't want no trolls there grabbing images. This is what I'm trying to tell you. They grab extras of me, what I look like, and then they go make videos about what I look like and stuff. They grab the worst picture of me, you know, and they put it on the thumbnail, and it's just so disrespectful. So I don't, you know, talk about trust, right? Talk about trust. I gotta be able to trust the members, you know, and I trust that most members choose to support me, and they're good people, right? So when you give a gift to a random person, I don't know where they stand. I don't know their views. I don't know. I don't like Claude. I don't know if I ever seen him before. And you see, he never chats. Claude never chats. You know, hey Claude, I'm talking about you, man. Hopefully you can say something. Claude never chats. I never seen him before, so I don't know who that is. But now he has access to my private videos, you know, where I'm doing an anniversary tour. I'm showing where I'm going and traveling. I'm showing my kids. So that's very private, guys. Don't do that, please. But I appreciate you anyways, millennials. All right, we got one in there. Hopefully he's a good person. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna go through over some reels. They never pick me. Now I know why, man. Hey, Shashan, man. Yeah, you gotta pick yourself. You gotta pick yourself sometimes. Huh? Even if it's for a month. Even if it's for a month, you know. Don't miss out on the members only videos. All right. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Hold on. Now you're on time. What's up? You see, Claude ain't gonna say nothing. Claude ain't gonna say nothing. Come on, Claude. Say something, man. You're a new member. Did you expect that? This is what I'm saying. See, millennials? You see? Hey, Claude, man, say something, man. He's probably not even subscribed. This is what I'm saying, guys. Like, you gotta be subscribed today to talk. He might not even be subscribed. So you might not see so many haters today, because the other day I let anybody talk and ask questions. You saw these random people come out of nowhere all of a sudden. Okay, but you got to be subscribed today to chat. So go ahead and subscribe. You want to ask me something, but hopefully it's not just a troll. Hopefully it's not just a troll, all right? Let's see what we're going to pick here. Let's see. We got to do... Bonnie Barrasano. Oh, Skinfo getting Kimfo, huh? Let us crowdfund a movie. Whoa, I mean, yeah, you do a crowdfund and then I'm obligated to do it, right? And then if I don't do it, I turn into Umar Johnson, right? With his school that he never built and finished. So I'm into production. I've actually worked in making movies like before. It's a lot of work. It's a lot. I need a whole team for that. I can't do that on my own, and I don't even want all that money, responsibility like that. No, man. Like, I'm good. I'm being honest. Like, I'm good. Shout out to the Mississippi fam. Gotta get right. Don't worry, Shisha. I was just messing with you. Like, I wish you could actually pick who to give memberships to, because I would definitely tell, pick Shashamian. Pick the people you guys always see on the chat and participating and supporting, Maybe one day. What's that? Yeah, no, I'm gonna definitely do it. Like, it takes a lot of money, guys, and I ain't trying to have people give me money to do that. I'd rather put my own money into that. Yeah, don't go Umar. Do I have videos debunking the Yoruba and Caribbean deities? I don't know what you mean by that. I have a video on the Yoruba though. Okay, so check it out. I'm gonna put it on the chat for you to watch it later, okay? And where they're from, their origin, okay? Origin of the Yoruba and Yemen. Not Africa, Yemen, Jarub. Who is Jarub? Khatan, Joktan. Who are these? Who's the pure Arabs? Origin of the Yoruba, all right? I'm gonna put that on the chat for you, right? Don't go anywhere though, because you're gonna miss out the live. Just watch it later, okay? All right, there you go. What's his name? Bando. There you go, Bando. North Carolina in the house. All right, real quick, Jarub, right? Jarub. Just this is just generalized in research right now, right? I know I'm gonna go into Wikipedia, right? It's not about Wikipedia. I'm just showing you something, okay? So in the book and the video, I actually show real sources, right? So Jarub, look, Jarub, just add the A at the end, Jaruba, right? Just add their A at the end, Jaruba. That's where the name comes from. So it's an ancient Arabic personal name. He is the grandson of Abir, being the son of Khatan. So in Islam, Abir is Noah, Eber. Abir is Eber, as you guys can see. Abir, Eber. Look, you click on it, Eber. It brings you right to Eber. Who's Eber, guys? Right? Descendant of Shem, descendant of Noah, where they get the word Hebrew from. So Eber had a son named Joktan. In Islam, he's called Khatan, right? He's called Khatan. And the Khatanites or Joktanites, all right? The Banu Khatan, or by their nickname Al-Arab Al-Ariba, are the Arabs who originate from modern-day Yemen. So going back to Yarub and the ancestor of the Himyarite. So a lot of the African leading groups are actually Himyarite people from Yemen, from Arabia. Look, so ancestors of the Himyarite and Sabian kings of Yemen. A similar account places Yarub as Qatan's grandson, Yarub being Yashub King Qatan, and holds that he is the forefather of Al-Arab Al-Ariba, the Arabs or pure Arabs. We're talking about very so-called black people, very Negroid people, the pure Arabs. And a lot of these became your Africans. They migrated into Africa. In Arabian folklore, Yarub was said to be one of the greatest Arab kings. He was the first to rule the entire lands of Yemen. Okay. All right, enough of that. I just wanted to show that real quick. All right, because he asked. Go check out the whole video, guys. Go check out the whole video. Members can give memberships on here, right? No, Radamez, that's what I'm saying. Don't give memberships because it's gonna pick random people that might not even be subscribed. It might not be even people that like me. They're just here to hate sometimes, trolls, and they're gonna go watch all these. Please don't do that. There's so many other ways you guys can support. Giving membership gifts, I'd rather you guys don't do that because you can't pick the person. Okay. Let me see what I'm missing here. Keep up the good work, Mr. Okay, huh? Please not shank more. Okay, yo, bro, you good? Who cares how you look? You're putting out. Yeah, I don't. Unfortunately, people care what I look like. Every read. I know you're saying that you're a good person, but unfortunately, many people go off that. Many people do go off that. Okay. Many people do go off that. Unfortunately, right? Big show on it. Best show on it. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Members can give membership. We up here watching at the surf shop. Again, in the surf shop. That's what's up. Is that surf shop? Where's that surf shop again? Where are you at, man? It's not in Costa Rica, right? Somewhere else? Oh, in California. California. Okay, that's what's up. A lot of surfing goes on here in Costa Rica, so big surfing phenomenon community here. All right. Muslim original Arabs. Muslim original Nora. Okay. Nobody likes them. Northern Cali in the house. What's up, Cali? Thank you for the drop of the day. Yeah, Hitler, the Hitler video. I got so much hate from that. From everybody, not just white folks, black folks too. We don't want him, Kurimeo. We don't want to claim him. Nobody's telling you to claim anybody just because they black. Like that's a silly comment, And then, there's so many pictures and videos of him. Okay, there's a video of people landing on the moon. It's called Hollywood. And it's called whitewashing. Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with the Instagram messages, okay? Indian territory, yeah, the videos was dope and aligned with the research. Yep. I'm glad you liked it. What's your opinion on Dr. Francis Cress Wesley? I don't know who that is, unfortunately. Let me Google that. Let me Google that right now. Let me Google that right now because I don't think I've ever researched him or. Let me see. Oh, okay. I do know her. I do know her face, but she's a little Pan-African, She's a bit very Pan-African, I don't think she's willing to let that go. I don't think she's really willing to let that go. Why am I saying that? Because I've heard her Pan-African, Africana-centric views still. And maybe because she's coming from that old school, and we're kind of less indoctrinated with that stuff. We're a little younger. But other than that, and I like when people talk about, Black Indians and know a little bit about themselves, but people got to be willing to let go and learn, keep learning. You're never too old to learn, Now, oh, it's Wilson. It's not Wesley, it's Wilson. Like, look at her name, Wilson. Wilson, huh? Because you're talking about Pan-African stuff, right? Wilson, huh? Let's see where Wilson's coming from. I think okay. So It must be coming from something else. A derivative of something else. Another last name. So let's see. Cress Wilson. Westland. Let's see what we get. Westland surname. Hey, it came up. Look at it. That's weird. When I searched for, you guys saw. Oh, maybe I'm spelling it wrong. Hold on, spelling it wrong. Well, but it probably comes from this. So I put Welsing because I think that's what it is, hers, right? And then Westland is a real. This is what I was saying. It's probably a derivative of something else. German. As soon as I saw it, guys, I said that sounds German. That's why I wanted to show you guys. All right. Remember about the Germans? What did Benjamin Franklin say about the Germans? Well, what we have proven about Germany, Hitler, and we just talked about Karl Marx yesterday. He's from Prussia. Look, so Welsing is a West Prussian name. A lot of Sephardic Jews ended up in Prussia as well. Look at all the different variations. This is what I'm saying. Welsing, Westling. So it might be a derivative of that, okay? It says they are Boulay. Who's Boulay? Who's Boulay, guys? Like, I didn't say she was Boulay. Why? Just because people talk about Pan-African stuff doesn't mean they're Boulay. You know? So, you know, don't do that. Welsing. Oh yeah, Welsing. So I said, see, Welsing doesn't come up, but Welsling does, as you guys showed you. So it might be a derivative of that and related to that. She probably knows that. I'm sure she maybe she has heard she has German in her and she thought it was white folks, you know, or a slave master or whatever, you know, and passed down the name. But those are your names, guys. Do I believe in the Continental drift? I try not to believe. I try to know. Hang the ammonium. Thanks for subscribing, for asking the question. I just saying that because I never really seen you before, but I just did a video the other day. Like, you know, this is what I'm saying, guys. Like, sometimes based on your questions, I know you don't watch my videos. I literally just did a video talking about the continents, right? Like, you guys should definitely like try to watch my videos, especially if you have questions. You know, if you have questions, you should watch my videos. Like, if you want to know what I think about stuff, see if I have videos on it. Like, go through my library. You see? You see that? Continental drift, huh? I have my take on it, but again, I don't try to just go up believing. You got to research your beliefs. You got to try to prove your own beliefs, guys. Geography and history. Okay? Check it out. Check out the video. All right. Okay. Pics of Kunta Kinte. What's going on? Let me see. Muy bien en lo de Umar. El tico, y ahora tico. Pura vida, Mai. Jakub. What about Jakub, man? Bando, what's up? You just saying random stuff. Jakub. What about Jakub? That's pseudo, man. That's pseudo, man. I don't deal with Nation of Islam, Malachi York pseudo-ness, okay? Where did they get that from? Show me where they got that from. Other than Elijah Muhammad. Other than Wali Muhammad. Show me where they got that from. Okay? There's a deity called Sokar that's connected to the book of the... I don't know what book that is. You put a Skull and Bones? Is that what you mean? You are the first person I started looking at to become woke. Okay. Well, woke people ain't seen too good right now, because a lot of people claiming woke, and they're really like, they're still ignorant. Like, they're really not woke. You've been awake all your life. We're just remembering, guys. Finally caught alive. Glad you're here. You know, that's why I went live right now, because I know a lot of people miss my lives at night or on the weekend or whenever. I know you guys on the holiday, when I go live, you guys are with your family partying up or having barbecue or whatever, and you're not too interested in watching my lives. But I'm glad you were able to catch it right now. Kunta Kinte. There's no pics of Kunta Kinte. That's an actor. There's no pics of him at all. That's an actor. You talking about the actor? Keeper? Yeah, well, I guess if that's what you're talking about. Always time traveling. Black is color, not an ethnicity, bro. Bro. Black is color, duh. Duh, Everett. Duh. Black is a crayon color. That's I always say that. Like you obviously don't watch me ever read. Black, duh. Duh. You see what I'm saying? They always come through. Show how much they don't watch me. But they want to be in my life. They want to be in my life, right? He was a Moorish, Lorona, he was a Moorish colonizer. Y'all still believe in that slave trade? I don't know who you're talking about, Lenora. Ella ya murió, mi hermano. Oh, I don't know. Oh, she passed away? Okay, I didn't know. Okay, so rest in power. Sorry about that, and no disrespect intended, okay? So I wish she was able to be still with us so she can see the new research, you know? But, you know, shout out to her for what she did in her time. You know, there's a time for everything. What I don't like is when people from these same time periods, right, that were so Pan-African, Afrocentric, they're still alive and the info is still coming out and we're showing the sources now and we're correcting their pseudo-ness and they still kind of gatekeep it and keep the whole Pan-African thing going. So to me, that becomes like agents or gatekeepers, right? Old school don't want to listen. Can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? Praying our righteous heirs will be able to educate themselves in peace. Greatly appreciate the light. Appreciate you, young. Okay, never heard of him. Okay, do you believe in the continent? Okay, I got that already. Man, my best friend is this true still thing we come from Africa. That's what I'm saying. Think. You said it. Think. He can't prove it though. Believe. That's what I'm saying. We're not here with beliefs. We're trying to know now. We're trying to know now, right? We all still got our beliefs, but we're trying to prove our own beliefs in this channel, right? It says Kurimeo, the movie, Ryan Coogler, the director and co-write the Black Panther sequel, will do the movie. You just have to start the ball rolling. All right. Okay. They ain't that's they trying to put it in Africa. This stuff won't make mainstream, guys. Unfortunately, it won't make mainstream. It might make the stream sites though. It might make the stream sites. Okay. Any future videos of the order? Oh, hold on. I missed some stuff. Uh-oh. How did it go all the way down? Okay. I'm just trying to make sure I see all the comments, guys. Like, all right. Okay. Oh. Any future videos on the history? Oh, man, I think I got the same song playing over and over. My fault. Yeah, I do. Okay. All right. Any future in the history Republic of Central America? Yeah, I'm always talking about Central America, like literally like almost every video like that I do about ancient America. Like this one, Adams Peak, you know, I mean, almost all of them, because it always brings up the Maya and all this stuff. So that's Central America, right? So anything specific you're speaking of, just let me know. All right. Many of them Pan-Africans, yeah, they also are already, folks. Well, that's what happens when you go to a college to get indoctrinated. What do they teach you in college? Out of Africa theories. Do they teach you America's a true old world in college? No, they don't. So of course they're gonna go with the crowd. They're gonna go with the connects because it's all about connections and chasing that money bag, right? You want to be connected. Eventually you become a Freemason. I get it, but you can't say everybody that's a Pan-African is Boule, though. Is what I mean. Okay, that's just a generalization. Respect, but speaking on her work in regards to melanin being dominant, of course melanin is dominant. Like, do I have to really, like, you know, in her time, I know she had to try to prove that because people still thought so-called Egyptians were white. They still thought all ancient civilizations were so-called white. The Bible figures are all white, you know. So in her time, she has to try to prove that. Like, of course, like we should know now by 2025 that it is dominant. And like I always say, to me, pale skin is a recessive gene. I always say this, guys, you know? Okay. Some of the recent videos, all right, that you guys have missed, some of you. You probably believe folks come from apes. Who believes that? And I know you're not talking about me, but I want to see what you guys are talking about. You talking about Umar? Yeah, most likely, man. Okay. I'm anti-Mason. Well, a Mason is a stone, somebody who works with stone. So, you know, our ancestors were stone workers. You get what I'm saying? So, the original stonemasons, right? Everyone is going to have all Moorish blood in them due to intermarriage with indigenous women. And just I researched and watched your videos, not all of them, but most of them. Everyone's going to have Moorish blood in them. Lenora, I don't know. That's like pretty broad statement and generalized statement. You know, depending on what you think Moorish blood is, you know. All black Europeans ain't Moors. Okay, so, and I mean, I'm glad you admit that you watch some of my videos, not all of them, but there's still time to catch up. There's still time. You got a question, Pillar, just ask it, you know. You got a question, just ask it. Don't tell me you got a question. Just put your questions on the chat, you know. Love looking at of your studies while looking at the ancient maps. Yeah, I got a lot of maps too. We can look at maps if you guys like today. I have to watch the Karl Marx video. Yeah, you gotta watch that Karl Marx video. Like, it's undoubtable. Like, there's no way you're gonna think, oh, maybe he was just a little tanned. Like, this people really try to argue with that at the end of the video just last night. Like, I can't believe you just embarrassing yourself like that after I just showed you so many sources and his own family and friends describing him and calling him the Moor, and then they try to say, oh, white folks can tan as dark as a chestnut. Like when you're dark as a chestnut, you're literally brown. You're very dark brown. I mean, if white folks can tan like a chestnut, then they probably got some black in them. Like, that's the only thing I can explain, right? Like, but come on, like, people try to reach so far and try to like debunk me and say that the silliest things, right? Do I have any videos on the Canaanites? I do have a lot of videos on ancient people. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Canaanites. So what is a Canaanite? You mean specifically from Canaan, or you mean people coming out of Canaan? Because a lot of people, what I'm trying to say is, because people were dwelling or living in an area like called Canaan or Egypt, even though they're not Canaanites or Egyptians, they would be referred to as, oh, he's from Egypt, he's an Egyptian, oh, he's a Canaanite coming out of Canaan. But some of them are not Canaanites. They just live there. You get what I'm saying? So it's complex. Bro, I need to know what book I need to read to find out how the black Europeans fell from power. There ain't no book like that. Or you mean, Didi? There's no book like. Who would know that? Like, how? Like I'm trying to like reason and be logical with you. Who would really know the specifics of all that? I think it's a collection of a lot of things that happened throughout many years, right? Disfranchising people by skin color, and then, you know, it culminates in it's many generations. It's not just one thing, okay? But look into the Scramble to Africa, Berlin Conference. You guys want to talk about some real controversial stuff? Go to that Twitter page I showed you on the Hitler video. I think they're really right. I think they're really right. You know, I think they're really right. All right. Hold on. I think I got something here. Check it out. Let's go to the community chat on my Patreon, right? On my Patreon page, there's a community chat where we can all talk. Everybody who's a patron can post, talk, ask me questions. And again, shout out to Currency Conservative. Let me show you what he put. Let me see. Very interesting. I think this is the one. Okay. When we talk about Salassi, right? Sorry if I don't get to the questions, right? So Neil Morgenstern, just check out his Twitter. I mean, his ex, hey, just go check it out. All right. See, I already believe. I can't prove it yet. I believe he is right when it comes to the Ethiopian monarchy, especially the Salassi clan, and how they are actually Italians. Italy's been in charge of that part of Africa for a very long time. Talk about centuries, guys, centuries, not just in the 1900s, centuries. Okay, let's just read what it says here real quick. King of Italy, he makes a lot of good sense. This is things you got to really logically think about and get out of your feelings and what you think you know. A.K. Salassi, he's saying, hey, he's the real Victor Emmanuel III. Now, a lot of people say Salassi is the second coming. Hey, I'm not saying he is, but check this out, like Emmanuel, right? Didn't Isaiah say that the second will be named Emmanuel? Victor Emmanuel III. That actually might help you guys believe he is, if you go with the real history that he might be. So it says from 1774 to 1849, the age of revolution dismantled long-standing monarchies across Europe. This was not merely political upheaval, it was an erasure of multiple lineages. So that goes into your question where you're saying, Didi, like this is what I'm saying. Long periods, a lot of things going on, right? I know a lot of people are gonna not like this. I know a lot of people they want people to just be African, and oh, how can you say that? Anyways, whatever. There was an erasure of multiple so-called Black European rulers were systematically overthrown, exiled, and replaced by manufactured monarchs, often without legitimate ancestry or rightful claim to the throne, which I have proven that has happened. So the ones that I have proven, right? Not the ones that I believe, but I have proven. So that we know, we have examples of that and videos, right, that I've made. The newly formed nation states sought to expel these rulers and rewrite history in favor of emerging colonial powers. This upheaval led directly to the scramble for Africa. I just said that, right? The scramble, what is that? A lot of you don't even know, never heard of it. I ask people all the time, you've ever heard of the scramble for Africa? Who's that? Well, that's when they literally scrambled to Africa. Who? Europeans. Look at this. They call it an invasion and conquest, but they literally had to go. So who is these Europeans that are leaving Europe and ending up in Africa? Because Africa is so-called Swarty, right? So-called black. Where's all these white monarchs and Europeans that are going into? We're not talking about holding down a territory as a colony and just managing it from Europe. We're talking about Europeans literally going and setting up shop in Africa. All right, so was the invasion and conquest and colonization of most of Africa by 7 Western European powers, driven by the Second Industrial Revolution during the late 19th century and early 20th century, in the era of new imperialism, Belgium, France, Germany, United Kingdom, Italy, Portugal, Spain. Okay, in 1870, 10% of the continent was formerly under European control. All right, so, and then you learn about the Berlin Conference. This is literally when they started really colonizing Africa. Late 1800s. They didn't have no settlements. Like, you know, they say, oh, they brought millions of Africans from West Africa. They were never settled there. Europeans never settled there. For them to have such a stronghold to be able to go kidnap so many millions of people. And it's not even in the oral traditions or history in those areas of millions of people being taken. And why didn't they go after them? Why didn't they go find their people? Why didn't the so-called slaves continue their traditions, their African stuff, their African name, their African languages? And a lot of people, yes, they did, Kurimeo. No, you're looking at it in reverse. A lot of the language was already in the Americas that you're saying is African. These certain words, you're seeing it in reverse. So the Berlin Conference was a meeting of colonial powers that concluded with the signing of the General Act of Berlin, an agreement regulating European colonization and the trade in Africa during the new imperialism period. The conference of 14 countries was organized by Otto. So I think Selassii's people or Ethiopia people was represented there too. All right. The General Act of Berlin can be seen as the formalization of the scramble for Africa. So after they scrambled, these Europeans scrambled into Africa, then they did the Berlin Conference, right? And then you got all these whitewash images, right? So let's go back to the Twitter page. I just want to have some context so you guys can understand, right? Hold on. So during the scramble of Africa, he's saying, right? Were exiled. These monarchs were exiled monarchs, were relocated under the guise of colonization. That's what I was saying. They call it colonization, but they had to really go. Now, my question is, why would Why would black European royals give up their whole right in Europe and be forced to leave? Who knows? I can't even answer that, right? What threat did they have? Why did they do that? Or what they were promised over there? Or maybe their lives were spared or whatever, and say, hey, you can go or we kill you or whatever. You can go and pretend to be the new African monarchs. Because that's what literally happened. These people went and took over local African people's, royalty and all that. Anyways, we call imperial expansion was in reality a forced transfer of rulers, an elaborate cover-up for the abdications and displacements of black European royalty. This is deep right here, and I bet you one day we're gonna prove this, guys. One day we're gonna prove this, all right? I haven't done videos on it because I haven't really got to the research and being able to, oh yeah, look, this is him. I know a lot of people say, hey, this is the real Victor XI, this is the real King Edward. I've seen all that. I've seen the Facebook pages, I've seen all that, but I can't prove it. So I don't want to just conjecture like people, and then people, I'm a laughing stock and be, oh, look, this guy's pseudo. Okay? But I really believe this. I really, based on my research of everything, of history, and knowing there was black Europeans, and something happened. All right, something did happen. No, I didn't say I didn't believe what he's saying. Jacob, come on, bro. You got here late, Jacob. Pay attention. Oh, okay, my fault. You're talking to somebody else. My fault. Anyways. So, no so-called white man has ever in the history of the world ruled as an emperor of Ethiopia. That's deep. That's true. That's something that we are. It's official mainstream history. Supposedly Salassi defeated the Mussolini, right? The Italian, Stalin, all these people. But you guys don't understand. He might actually be the original Italian monarch. He was already there. He was already there, guys. He already had colonized Ethiopia. We're gonna see some images. He's gonna talk about certain things that make a lot of sense. So, and that's a significant point of pride in Ethiopian history, as the country is one of the few Africa to have maintained sovereignty located. The Holy Roman Emperor, officially the Emperor of the Romans, was the ruler of the Holy Roman Empire. So who was the Holy Roman Empire emperor at one point? Charles V, and then the rest of them. That was a black man. Charles V was a so-called black man. The whole Holy Roman clergy in Austria and Bavaria and all these parts of Germany and Prussia and Austria, we've shown the coat of arms, guys. You know, we've shown the coat of arms. It's so many. I've shown so many. I got like, how many parts, right? I got so many parts of that. Where are they? Right here. I got so many parts. Let's just go to part 3 real quick. Let's go to part 3 just for the heck of it, right? Holy black Roman clergies and the Swarthy Habsburg monarch families. Okay? Hold on. I'm showing you the sources where I'm getting this stuff. It's literally, look, 1400s. This book we're showing from the 1400s, right? And then I describe what the book and who wrote the book, and it's telling you who the people in this book. It doesn't say anything about any slaves on the crest. It doesn't say anything about Saint Maurice or Moors. You know, it doesn't talk about stuff like that. It's telling you these are the families. So let me just get this up. Carinthia. The Ortenburgers are a side branch of the Sponheimer dynasty, who held the ducal dignity of Carinthia from 1122 to 1269, nominally until 1279. The Ortenburgers ruled the lower Bavarian imperial county of Ortenburg from 1134 to 1805, an imperial territory, and therefore belonged to the high nobility. Now, I want to read this as well. We're going to get the full description, right? This is in Dutch or German. Right here, the description. We're going to grab it, and we're going to go to the translator. All right, copy. You go to Google Translate or Duck Translator. All right. So, detected German, it says the Ortenburg coat of arms book was probably created between 1466 and 1473 in Bavaria. It was written and illuminated by various hands. Included are more than 500 mostly colored pen drawings of coat of arms of princes, nobles, and high spiritual dignitaries in the German Empire, as well as standard bearers with quaternions, groups of 4 of the same
rank. Okay, again, doesn't say anything about this having representations of any, right, slaves or captives or Moorish captives, as some of you guys were saying in the comments. Literally telling you that it's the coat of arms of princes, nobles, and high spiritual dignitaries in the German Empire, okay? Noteworthy is the completeness of the coat of arms of the Bavarian diocese and the dominance of the Palatinate Wiltensbach coat of arms, all right? Bavarian diocese, all right? These are Catholics. Despite the somewhat coarse design and partially distorted coat of arms, the manuscript is a valuable source for the heraldry of southern Germany towards the end of the 15th century. Around 1530, the manuscript came into the possession of the Counts of Oldenburg near Passau, who added genealogical notes about the House of Oldenburg and sketches of family coats of arms. The coat of arms book remained in the family's possession until it was sold to the Bayerische Staatsbibliothek in 1953. Okay, one more thing I want to.
All right, so you guys get it? So that's what I do in these videos. I first show the source before I start showing the coat of arms. I tell you what the source literally says, who's on it. And it doesn't say nothing about, oh, they put their slaves on it. They put the Saint Maurice or the Moors on it. That's all hijacked. Even our Moorish science brothers be hijacking that, like be generalizing. Oh, that's us, that's Moors. Nah, no, these are the actual Bavarian, Austrian, German, Prussian families of the Holy Roman clergies, the Habsburgs, all that, right? So let's look at, we go into the book, we go right into the book, right? What do you say?
That they depict in this book is this lady right here. Very interesting image, not just because it's a person of color, dark complexion, but because it's a woman. What appears to me, a woman, I would say it's a woman. And
okay, you guys saw earlier who was in here. All right, I mean, this is just one video, guys. Like, there's so many. I showed so many coat of arms, right? I showed so many coat of arms, you see?
Si tu dinero termina separando páginas en un libro.
That's the hijack. They're hating. They're like, oh, he's live. Let's throw an ad in there. You see? With the Dracon. Is it? All right, look at this. Look. This book is from the 1400s, right? All right, let's show some more. And I show more than one. I show so many books, guys. Coat of arms. I show so many. Why would they put so-called black folks in their coat of arms? And you can't tell me, oh, that's their slaves or that's because they're Saint Maurice. No, it didn't say nothing like that. We did the translation. It's telling you who these families are. Stop adding conjectures to it, Stop adding your own conjectures to it. All right. So some of them look way better. Like, let me just show you. So this is another one, right? I showed a lot, guys. I showed different ones. This is from 1530, right? And I again show look, this is the Habsburg. Let me show you. You see this? That's in Germany. That's the Habsburg shield. Who are they showing you right there? Right? Does he have the Olmec look too? Oh, now I'm messing with y'all. That's why I say all skinfolk ain't kinfolk. Look, this is the Holy Roman Empire. That's the Habsburgs right there. All right. That's the Habsburgs emblem right there, guys. That's the Habsburgs emblem. Habsburg monarchy, right? Look, you see? Habsburg, same as Charles V. He was a Habsburg, the Bourbons, and the Habsburgs are very connected. The Bourbons from France are the French families, and the Habsburgs, they're cousins. Okay? King Louis and all these people, they're all cousins. They're all related, right? Look. Look, I'm showing you like this series alone should have, but nobody watches these videos. I made these videos and nobody really cares about them. Nobody shares them. Nobody says anything. They're still talking about Pan-Africa and Mama Africa. They're still talking about everybody's a Moor. and they want to say that the Austrian, same people who say that the Moors went, they try to say all these people were white. Same brothers that say, they try to tell me that the Austrians, the Bavarians, nah, that's the white Saxons, man. That's the caveman. That's the cave. Look, they have a white one right there, and look at the bottom. All right, look at this one. This one's cool. See that? And these are the families up here. So that's when you ask me about Francis Cress Welsing, I know there was black Germans. I know there was black Germans. So maybe she don't know. She might have some black German blood in her, apart from the indigenous blood. Apart from the indigenous, a lot of you do that. A lot of you just one-sided with it, because you follow one-sided YouTube channels and people who are biased and don't want to talk about their black European ancestry. But they came here heavily, guys, and mixed in with the American Indians. That's how a lot of them got the right to the land and everything, and became so-called American. Just like when you got that birthright citizenship stuff, you know? Their kids will have claim to the land and stuff. All right? I mean, there's so many parts. This is just part 3, okay? So again, I think I made my point. Go check it out. A lot of you haven't even watched these videos. I know a lot of you haven't watched these videos. I know a lot of you haven't watched these videos. Latedo, I don't think so Latedo's asking me, but do you think that all the American Indians are mixed? Yes. Where did you get your last names? I'm not saying they all got the same blood quantum. No, don't, hey, J9, don't erase that. That was a good question. Don't erase that. All right. I'm gonna put it again. This is what he asked. I'm gonna put it on the chat under my name. That's what he asked. I don't know if he's being subliminal, you know, but it's a good question. This is what I'm saying. This is what you gotta ask. But if I tell you, and then you don't agree with it, and then you just don't want to research it or verify it, that's something else, right? If I tell you that, and you're not researching where, like, you guys understand genealogy, right? You guys understand that every time you go up, look at that, Freising. Look at the emblem of the Freising last name. Every time you go up your genealogy, you got a whole new set of a generation that are carrying different last names, different last names, different last names. Where did all these last names come from, Ben? Are you gonna tell me all these last names are just from the white slave master, Latedo? Latedo, it's all good, bro. Like, J9 doesn't know if you were trolling or not, like trying to question me in a way. So look, I know, okay, look, you had a question, right? And I'm trusting that you're being legit and you're questioning me because you want to know, not because you're trying to question me. It's two different things, right? So, hey, we get trolled a lot. So my moderators are quick, they're fast. They don't allow none of that. You don't know, okay, that's good. And I'm trying to tell you. And I hope you understand what I'm saying and look into it. Now, I'm not saying everybody got the same blood quantum. Some might lean more to the American Indian blood. Some might lean more to the black European blood. But everybody has the mix. Everybody has the mix. J9, man, why are you erasing his comments, J9? Stop doing that, please. He literally is responding to me. He says, I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Don't erase his comments anymore. Please. All right, J9, please don't do that anymore. I hope maybe she's like late. Maybe she's watching late. She's not listening. Don't do that anymore, J9, okay? Please. He's not being rude. He's admitting he doesn't know. So I'm trying to help him and inform him. Where is the Irish videos? They're in my YouTube channel. Where they are. You know, where's my Irish videos? Where's the Orisha Stone video? I told you, I posted it on my wall. I posted it on my wall. You guys, I posted it on my wall, guys. All right? Where I do my posts. If you go to my main page, there's different tabs. There's videos, shorts, live, post. Go to where it says post, and that's where the video is, okay? Or you can just go to his channel. Just type in his name. It'll come up. He doesn't have a lot of videos. Try it. Put some effort into it, guys. Try to put some effort into it. Okay, so let's get back to what I was reading, okay? I just wanted to make a point. Well, we know who the Holy Romans and all that are, okay? When he's talking about Western Holy Roman, I don't know if he knows, but I think he does because his name is Morgenstern. That's a black man, and he does, if you read his page, he does say, you know, he knows, he acknowledges that part. So the Austrian crown jewels, the regalia of vestments worn by the Holy Roman Emperor. The term refers to the fallen objects, the crowns, scepters, orbs, swords, rings, crosses, holy relics, and the royal robes, as well as several other objects. The crown, scepter, orb, and royal robes worn by the king of Italy or emperor of Ethiopia. Listen, this is the part that you got to think logically on. Jacob, so my family crest pretty much says they don't know. Your family crest talks? Who says that? You mean when you read about your family crest, people say they don't know? Well, not everybody's gonna know the origins of every family, right? But this is a pretty good website, House of Names. Have you tried houseofnames.com? That's a pretty good website. Jacob, all right? Try that out. If you went by last name, then there would be a lot of them. Yeah, there's a lot. That's my point. That is my point. Yes, there's a lot of them. That is my point. A lot of people don't realize how much so-called black European they might have in them. See, because I'm light-skinned, oh yeah, you mixed Kurimeo. Yeah, of course you got Europeans in you. With me, it's no doubt, right? There's no doubt. Only because of what I look like, right? But I can literally say the same about you guys. But then people's gonna hate. People's gonna get emotional. Because being black doesn't mean you're not mixed with the black Europeans. If two black folks mix, how do you know which one's which if the offspring's coming out the same color? Like dark, I mean, you know, melanated. And then years of just mixing with other melanated folks, Indians and Europeans. Eventually, and we thought growing up, Europeans were white. So of course, a lot of our elders didn't claim that part. Or they assumed that was a white man passing it to them. That's a Pan-African stuff, ideology. Okay, like you gotta kill all that. You gotta really research all your family names. How did they get to them? You're gonna see somebody brought it. They mixed with somebody. That's how they got it. People are starting to understand, Lobo. I hope so. I really hope so. I hope people really start to understand. Okay, to catch up on the channel, do your genealogy description on the family crest and where they come from. All right, Jacob, you know, sometimes you gotta dig on your own, bro. Sometimes you gotta go past the websites and dig on your own, okay? Okay, Incarna 3. I wanna answer your question, okay? But I want you to answer me honestly. How many of my videos have you watched? How long you been following me? I don't recognize the name. There's a reason I'm asking that. It's based on your question. See, our indigenous roots. Okay, claim your specific tribe. Get the genealogy done. Show it, prove it, right? And the land. So a lot of people just wanna claim an Indian because they just want some kind of benefit. They want the land, they want some money, they want. I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying, like, how about claiming you're a European? That's what I'm saying. Oh, I don't want to claim that. I don't want to claim that, you're Kurimeo. Yeah, I only have a little bit of that. How do you know? Gotta do your whole genealogy correctly, guys. Every side, every line. Go as far back as you can. Okay, mine is okay. Let me see. What would the next step be reclaimed? Should Black Americans try to federally recognize? Should Black Americans try to federally recognize tribe road or declare? What? Oh my gosh. You're missing a lot of context. Like, that's why I wish you guys. I know you can't catch up on all my videos. I got over 1,200. But I bet you if you actually took the time to watch them, you'll be able to answer your own question on how you're going to do it personally. Stop grouping every so-called black person as same as you. This is what I'm trying to say, guys. You're not listening. All skinfolk ain't kinfolk. do your genealogy, your people, where you come from, you know, and then obviously when it come out federalized federally recognized tribes and people that are being called Native American, they're going with fake history, guys. They're going with fake history, so it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to really go that route too. It's kind of hard to go that route too. But you got to understand, they're just as clueless as a Pan-African is clueless. Okay, so who knows, man? Maybe the more we start learning, our children, everybody, we're gonna change our society. We're gonna change our way. We're gonna change about who's gonna be federally recognized. You know, like things are gonna change, guys. You gotta just know that that's the most certain thing in life is change, especially when people wise up. Knowledge is power, and with that power, you'll be able to change things, right? I'm not so telling you, yeah, go to the 5 civilized tribes and tell them your Creek, or tell them, your Powhatan or Pamunkey. They're going off of fake history, so they won't take you serious, unfortunately, unless you go there with the genealogy. And even when you got the genealogy, what are they going to tell you? They're going to say, well, maybe that was a slave. That's because you're a descendant of a slave who mixed into our family. So this is what I'm saying. It depends. Because some tribes that are federally recognized are not like that. They know who they are. They know there was black Indians. Not all of them are the same too, okay? So it depends. That's a good question to think about and do something about. But also separating yourself and creating a no-name tribe and doing it based off of color, that's not the way either. Because a lot of you guys are doing that. A lot of you guys are creating these non-profit, literally non-profit organizations, a business, calling it a tribe, and then you're recruiting people by color. And you're not even checking their genealogy sometimes. I know a lot of you do, but a lot of times they don't. It's just based off color. Because I see them everywhere. It has gotten better. Like a couple years back, it was really bad. Everybody's just creating their own. I'm the copper color tribe. I'm the copper color tribe. I'm the Aborigine copper color tribe of North Carolina. You know, so it's hard. Let's go back to the topic. Let's go. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Incarnate said, "There's nobody looking at Genesis Shem." Hey, Shashami, that's the other thing. A lot of people who are on that stuff, they ain't looking at the biblical history or who they really are. Who they really are, past the color, past the nationality of Europe and America, okay? Who are they in ancient times? Who are their people in the Bible? Who is the biblical ancestors? You know, like everybody wants to be an Israelite, just like everybody want to be an Indian, everybody want to be a Hebrew, nobody want to be the Canaanite, nobody want to be, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it because the people's going to get upset. I don't know. Okay, so let me just read what Incarnate says. I've been on and off your channel, not going to lie. I've dug deep into my genealogy. I'm a descendant of Virginia Indians as well as Choctaw and Creek, and I descend from European royalty. Okay, that's what's up. Thanks for letting me know how long, I appreciate that. But that's what I'm saying. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So you're gonna recognize. You were asking me about how you should do it, create your own tribe or go under federally recognized tribes. And you just said you got European royalty. That's the other thing. Everybody want to be European royalty and not the indentured servant. So guys, you want to make something clear, right? Because we've proven this, we've shown this. All Europeans are not European royalty, right? A lot of them came as indentured servant, poor, peasants, convicts, prisoners of war, right? Conquistadors, colonists, and many different forms. And not all of them are European royalty, okay? Now, if you got your genealogy done, you got a name that you know is associated, like Stewart, to King James or whatever, okay, that's cool, But are all your European last names? Because I'm sure you're not. Are you just going off one European last name there? You got a lot. So are they all royalty? All right, just something to think about. I'm not trying to go at you. Okay, let's go back to the Twitter page real quick. because it's got to get interesting. So he says, Victor Emmanuel was also called by some Italian Schiaboletta, little saber, due to his height, okay? So just like, if you guys don't know, Haile Selassie was very short. And Victor Emmanuel, the king of Italy, was also very short. Please note that the same white man is present in both pics. All right, so let's look at these images real quick, right? Let's look at these images. That's Haile Selassie, right? I'm gonna show you something about Selassie. Then this is, to me, is the ultimate proof, but we'll get to that, all right? So you see how he's dressed, right? I mean, yeah, it would be ignorant to say, well, Africans didn't dress like that. Well, maybe at some point they did. At one point they probably did dress like that. But in general, that was like, during this time, Europeans are the kind of dressing like that, right? Europeans. And so a lot of the Rastafari, shout out to the Rastafari community. I was, into that for a long time. In Boston, I went to these shops where the Rastas had these shops, and they would show me the books of Haile Selassie and show me, look, we were royal, and look, we didn't dress, we weren't just in the jungle dressed like, naked. Look, we dressed with gold. I was like, oh, that's awesome. That was awesome. I was like, at that time I was so young. I was like, wow, they never show us this stuff. Yeah. Who is this guy? That's when I got looked into it, right? I kind of went with the flow, with the movement, not with my own research, So either way, I'm just telling you, right? So what he's holding here is what he was just talking about. He's talking about certain things like, right, the scepters, the orbs, the swords, the rings, the crosses, the holy relics. That comes from somewhere, right? Let's go to the next picture. It says here, the Austrian crown jewels. Look, remember who the Austrian crowns? I just showed you, right? Austrian, right? Like Austrian. Bavarian, Austrian families, Council of Cons, all right? Boom, 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 boom. Shout out to Science for the background music. Shout out to Science. All right, so there's a lot of Austrian coat of arms on shown in these videos too. Okay, Austrian, there you go, part 6, Austrian, part 5, okay? So who's the original Austrians that wore this? Okay? So the Austrian crown jewels, it says here, are the regalia and vestments worn by the Holy Roman Emperor, Holy Roman, and the later by the Emperor of Austria during the coronation ceremony and other state functions, okay? Because the title was held in conjunction with the title of King of Italy, Holy Roman Emperor or King of Italy. All right? He's making a point here. But back to the last picture. See what he's holding, right? Dude, let's see what Ever read. Ever said something ignorant earlier. So let's see what he's saying now. I bet you some hate stuff. Ever read says, and guys, you think I get trolled every day. So it says, dude, why are you asking people how long they have been watching you? That should not matter. For me, I have followed you, quote you to the drop, and Lexwell, so on and so forth. But you are a person have to research for. Why do you care about that? Why is that? Why are you taking that personal? I'm trying to get to know the person, because based on what they're asking me, I know that they're missing certain info. Okay, and the person answered me, so let the person answer me. Good thing you've been following 42 the drop. The other dude, he's full of hate. So maybe that hate is rubbed off on you. Like you taking shit personal, man. Why? Who cares, man? You as a person have to research for yourself. That's what I say. Verify everything. Don't follow anybody blindly. Even me. Verify everything I'm showing you. That's the challenge. That's all I ask all the time. Verify everything. So you made no point, Everett. All you doing so far, you've been just kind of like subliminally talking crap, like subliminally, right? Like, I don't even know why that even bothers you. Look, even Incarnate 3, who I asked, is saying Everett is tweaking. For sure he's tweaking. Thank you. Like, I appreciate you real people, man. Like, I really appreciate, like, Thank you for helping me out with these ignorant people, man. Like, because I lose my cool. I'm a Capricorn, guys. I don't got the patience of other people, right? Especially when people want to be subliminal. I can smell it a mile away. Like, I don't even know why that bothered you, man. You already said something ignorant earlier. Yeah, you did say something ignorant earlier. Let me go back to it. If it's still there, let me see. You did say something ignorant earlier. Let me see. Where is it? And now right now, you're the only one that has a problem. Right now, you're making something out of nothing. Dude, why are you asking people? Why do you care about that? Why are you worried about that? I'm trying to get to know my followers. All right? I can't find your other comment. Somebody might have erased it. Yeah, I can't find it. But I already read it. I know what I read. I remember. And I remember names. Okay, or it's deleted. Let me see. Okay, don't worry. Okay. You don't have to delete the comments unless they get disrespectful, because we want to have a reference. Now I can't find the other one before that one. Okay. Wow, ignorant. Yeah. Like, yeah, you are. I don't know why that bothered you. I'm being serious. I want to know how long people have been following me, so I can have a context of what they know I've shown. You get what I'm saying? Okay. So let's continue. We're gonna ignore probably Everett from now on, the rest of the night. Okay. King of Italy. So who's the king? Victor Emmanuel III. Right? It says was the king from July 29, 1900 until his abdication, 1946. He also reigned as Emperor of Ethiopia. All right? This is what I'm saying, guys. So this Victor Emmanuel was also Emperor of Ethiopia from 1936 to 1941. Okay? Haile Selassie was alive during those times, right? Was Emperor of Ethiopia from 1930 to 1974. Look at this. Look. 1930, 1974. 1936, in between the reign of Selassie, he was Emperor of Ethiopia, huh? And King of the Albanians during his reign of 46 years, which began after the assassination of his father, Umberto. Assassination, huh? They're getting rid of them. Okay. Now, Victor Emmanuel was short of stature even by 19th century standards, to the point that today, I didn't post this, guys. This ain't my Twitter, just in case. You're like, oh, this is pseudo. I'm just showing you something here. All right. This is a whole other research that I haven't even gone into, because I like to prove myself. And when I can, I'm gonna do it. Watch. This is gonna be proven one day. When the truth comes out, really, this is gonna be proven. Everybody's gonna be like, damn, the nerds were right. The nerds were right. The nerds were right. He was just 1.5 meters tall, just over 5 feet. Okay. This is supposedly Victor. He's short. Selassie was very short as well. Okay. Now, why does Selassie dress like this? Why does Selassie dress like this and have these emblems, these merits, these awards, these military? Why did he dress like that? Just like Victor Emmanuel. Why did he dress like that? If he's an African Ethiopian, what does that have? Like, why did he dress like that? Oh, nobody want to ask those questions, right? Nobody really thought about that. Look at this. This is how he dressed. He's not dressing like his traditional Ethiopian tribal or whatever, or royal. He's not dressing like that. Yeah, part of the brother. This is what I'm saying. This right here goes into a lot of conspiracy, but I swear one day this is going to be proven, because that's where everything is leading up to, guys. I think Neil Morgenstern got more drop than anybody can ever have. Whether they can definitely prove it, maybe not yet, but what he's showing you and telling you, you got to try to make sense and be logical about why is he dressed like this? What does these things mean? Only certain people wear this stuff. Okay. This is too deep for some people. Order of the Knights, all that, all that. All right, now look at this. This is what I'm saying. That's not Ethiopian dress. They actually wore that in Italy. They actually wore things like this in Italy. Who is the real Italian monarchs? Who is the black nobility of Italy? We already know they exist, right? So now let's talk about these honors and arms. Why does, and nobody asks how and why he received these? How did he receive these? Why does nobody bring up the fact that these are the same honors and arms worn by the King of Italy? Same ones that they wear, the royal Italians wear, okay? Victor Emmanuel III was a Knight of the Garter. There you go, Knight, Freemason, yeah? Victor Emmanuel III was awarded the Honorary Grand Cross of the Bath. That's what Salassi is wearing, guys. During and after the Italian Renaissance, men wore large fitted waistcoats underneath pleated overcoats called gornia or chioppa. All right, that's an Italian thing. Young men wore them short and older men wore them calf or ankle length. All right, that's what we were just showing you. The garments. Baby eaters. All right, now you guys are going, okay, like let's try to stay on topic, and maybe they did, but we're not going so dark yet. Like let's try to stay in a spot where we can reason and people can try to at least follow what we're saying. I start talking about baby eaters now. Now you know, now we're talking about something else. Okay. Fascinating. So enough with him. Now, what is his last name? Salassi, right? That's his last name, right? Let me show you, son. How do you spell it? Hold on. Salassi. Let me see. Tribe, Italy. Let me see if it comes up. Hold up. It'll probably correct me. Nope. Nope. Oh, darn it. I know where to go. I know where to go to get it. Because I was showing currency curve. There we go. Look at this. Salassi. Right? Hold up. Where'd it go? Okay, hold on. Let's put them next to each other. Salassi. Right? Salassi. Pay attention, right? Oh, these are future videos, right? Future videos. Salassi. Haile Selassie, right? Salassi. Who's the Salassi? The Salassi or Salassis were a Gaelic or Ligurian tribe dwelling in the upper valley of Dora Belta River near present-day Aosta Valley during the Iron Age. So where is this? Where is this place, Aosta? Italy. A mountainous autonomous region in northwestern Italy. Salassi, right? Salassi. They are mentioned as Dia Salasson by Polybius and Strabo as Salassi. Look at that. Salassi is literally the same his name is literally the same word, guys. Salassi by Livy and Salassos or Salasion, right? The origin of the ethnic name Salassi remains unclear. Salassi, huh? Salassi, Haile Selassie, that's his last name, right? Where'd he get that from? Salassi. So did he take the name of his ancient tribe as a code? Victor Emmanuel? If Celtic, it may derive from the root Sal, with various possible explanations regarding the word formation. According to Cato the Elder and Strabo, the Salassi were a Ligurian tribe. Right? We're talking about indigenous people of Italy. Indigenous people, Ligurians or the Ligures, were an ancient people after whom Liguria, a region present-day northwestern Italy, is named. So what is the coincidences that the Salassi, right, are from Italy, And we're saying, or he's saying, Selassie is really the Italian monarch. What is the coincidence that both that tribe? I swear. How did I find this? I literally said to myself, I wonder if there's a people called Salassi in Italy. And I said to myself, I wonder if there's a people called Salassi in Italy. And I looked it up and I looked until I finally found it. Salassi. I don't think, to me, that's just too much of a coincidence. All right. He's a Hebrew that sold out. How do you know he's a Hebrew? What if he's Edomite? What if they're Edomites? Why is, so Brando, are you just saying that because he's so-called black? Hold on, let me turn on the light in my room. Gotta turn on the light, it's pretty dark. You know, it's getting dark. It gets dark here at 6 p.m. It gets pitch black at 6. Costa Rica has 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of night, all year round. 6 in the morning, light goes on like that. 6 at night, lights are off. Boom. All right. So I think, you know, again, I'm just, you know, telling you something that I've been researching actually. And we got future videos on this probably, right? So this is what I mean about, I really believe he's onto something. I can't prove it yet, but I think he's really onto something if you really pay attention to the whole history, the scramble for Africa and all that, right? If you pay attention, there's, you know, we already know a lot of the African groups are not even from Africa. And that's not all. Let me just show you. He got a whole lot of, got a whole lot of things, right? The Black Hitler, right? Swarty, what does Swarty mean? He's trying to break it down for you. Oh no, uh-oh. He got a lot of things in here. You guys interested, right? Let him know I send you to his Twitter. Look, Charles V. Charles V. This is Charles V. Charles V issued the Asiento de Negros in 1518. Charles V. Look what he's holding again. Same thing Selassie was holding, right? That's Charles V, a painting of Charles V. That's Charles V. Okay, Black Europeans, right? Black Europeans. All right. I want to get back to the questions. Let me see. Why Brando getting erased now? Muslim Mason. Guys, who's erasing? Don't erase. If he's not being disrespectful, he's giving his opinion. That's okay. We correct him. And we point out when you're generalizing, when you're like, what are you basing that off? That's what I was asking. What are you basing that he's a Hebrew just because he's black? Don't have to erase the messages. Okay. He's a Mason, bro. Duh, I know that. I know he's a Mason, man. I'm anti-Mason. Okay. Let me see what we need videos on this. Okay. Why you guys erasing his thing? Why you guys erasing that? Oh, that's Joseph. Joseph, what's up, man? Try to help him not erase, like Sicilia. Sicilia was the coast of Jerusalem. What Jerusalem? The original or the fake one? See, that's what I mean about corrections, right? Well, baby eaters, but I'm in the ignorant one. Who's talking about? I'm not talking about baby. I'm not talking about baby eaters. And I corrected that person. See how Everett is salty like a little itch? Yeah, you're a little itch, man. Crying like a little itch, man. Now you're trying to. Oh, why didn't you go at him the same way, Kurimeo? You're corny, dude. Everett, you're corny, man. Grow up, man. Why are you so salty today, man? Get some thicker skin, bro. Don't put him. See? Thicker skin about what? I would only need thicker skin if people are trolling. So you're admitting you're trolling. Okay, thank you. And I'm telling people, my moderators, to not erase chats. I'm not. You see, you had a personal problem with me, bro. Everett. And after today, I know, like, I'm gonna do something. I don't want to see you again. So after today, because of your little rants and tantrums and whatever, your little saltiness, I don't want to see you again. He's from Jerusalem. Who's from Jerusalem? He's a Hebrew that sold out. All right. So Brando, you're ignoring everything. You're ignoring everything. Like, first of all, Ethiopia, the official story is Ethiopian, right? We're showing you an alternative history that he might be actually Italian. So I don't know where you're getting the Jerusalem thing from. We are the Phoenicians at that time, the Franks. We who? We speak in French. Now, Brandon, now I see why Joseph is erasing your, because now you're just babbling. Now you're just babbling. Make some videos on that, Bando, and show some sources. Make some videos on that. He's the bloodline of Solomon. I know the story. I know the story, Mullah Rebel Squad. I know the story of Melanique and Queen Sheba. Solomon, if you don't know, had 700 wives, 300 concubines, right? You read the Bible since you want to mention Solomon, right? Solomon had 700 wives and 300 concubines. So how many children could he have had? Why are we only going off one line? Supposedly, right? And if he is, that's thousands of years ago, right? Like that's the official story they tell us. That's what he wants us to believe, right? Salassi, who might be Victor Emmanuel, he might be hiding his whole identity, but you want us to believe that, right? The whole story, right? When Ethiopia wasn't a place in Africa, Ethiopia meant burnt skin, kind of like a reddish copper melanated skin color. Had nothing to do with a territory. We had the Western Ethiopians, the Eastern Ethiopians, okay? Had nothing to do. Where was the real so-called Ethiopians? We know there's books referencing Indians as Ethiopian looking, like an Ethiopian. We got Verasano's description. So yeah, you guys are like, gotta catch up. You guys gotta catch up. Watch my Rastafari video, Mullah Rebel. I don't think you like it, but watch it. Italian. He's half-breed Italian. All right. Hey, Brando, but I hope you understand why I'm coming at you, and you got to stop generalizing things you don't even know you can't prove, okay? Because you're not listening, man. You're like going off, you start spamming, and that's why people started erasing your comments, right? So we don't want that to happen. I don't want you to feel like you're getting erased, but you got to start making some sense. And you're literally not listening to what we're showing, you know? You have no proof that he's a so-called Hebrew from Jerusalem, all right? And what Jerusalem are you talking about? There's a fake one and a real one. The Crusades told me, okay, I'll drop some books. No, I don't want you to drop books. Do your video on it. Do a video on it, okay? Books, all books ain't primary sources. And no book is saying anything about Salassi being from Jerusalem. Stop making things up, man. Stop making things up, man. If you're talking about the Solomon story, that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing, man. Yeah, Mullah. Yeah, okay, that's respect. See, I respect Mullah Rebel Squad because he said, I'll watch it. I come from the Rasta background. Me too, bro. I've been there. Trust me, man. Trust me, grew up around a lot of Rastas. I'm a real Rasta, like, real Bobo Shanti and all that. Like, dreadlocks 3 times. I lived it. I lived the culture, man. Like, but I kept learning. I kept learning. Yeah, chill, Brody. Thank you, man. Even okay. So Mullah Rebel Squad said even the Mayan painting looks like Rasta. So, see, that's where you're confusing things, Mullah Rebel. You're associating dreadlocks to only being a Rastafarian thing. See, that right there is where you're committing a grave error. Hair locks is not only a Rastafarian thing. If you watch my Rastafari video, I'm gonna put it in the link right now, man. I'm serious. You need to watch it. Because where the Jamaicans get the whole Rastafari dreadlock thing, it was mostly from the Hindu influence that the Rastafarianism has. Nah, not just the love. All right, so that's what I'm saying. We're gonna end up arguing. This is because, okay, listen, you have your belief system. I get it. You just told me it, right? And you just said the Mayans are Rastas just because they have dreadlocks. This is what I'm saying. You want to see your ignorance on that part. That's ignorance. That's ignorance on your part. A lot of ignorance on your part with that statement. Guys, help me out, man. Help me out. Help me out, please. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, here's the video. You want to talk about the first Rastas, right? You think I don't know their history, right? You know these two people on the cover, right? Since you're a Rasta, right? Do you know their origin and where they get their influence and what they studied? How did they create? Where did they get the belief system from? All right, look at the video, because I bet you don't know everything. A look and attire is what it don't. There's no look. That's what I'm saying. That's not a Rasta look. Rastafarian, Rasta. That's again Ethiopian words. That means something. That means something. Rastafari is a title. It's not a. It's not a. It's not a people. It's not a dress. It's not hair. Like you're so off, man. And this is when you should be humble and say, yo, you know what? All right. I don't really know, like you're really babbling stuff out right now, and it's mostly, I know it's an emotional thing. I get it. I get it. I get it. All right. First Rastas were indigenous, and from what are you talking about? The first Rastas. Go watch the video. I just put the link. Go watch the video. All you guys are getting salty about what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. My channel ain't for everybody, guys. It's actually for real truthers, not for people who want to be biased and stuck on their beliefs. It's actually for real truthers. My videos are too controversial for certain truthers, and people want to be stuck in personal beliefs, cultural backgrounds that they grew up in. So I get why you're reacting like that, but I don't respect when you're not willing to listen to something new and be humble. That's what I don't respect. And when you make generalized statements like that you don't even, you're missing so much context on. Yeah, Leonard Howell, he's in here. I got all of them in here. Watch the video. It's a 2-hour video. I'm showing nothing but sources from their own mouths, from the horses' mouths themselves. Okay? Go watch it. You might learn something. There's always room to learn new things. Hey, Bando, I'm busy debunking you too with your statements. Now you want to get on. Let's debunk the Rasta. Now, see, this is not about, see, this is what I'm saying. Bando, chill, man. Now, don't get on my side just to go at other people. Don't use me to go at other people. Like, you guys, like, don't, that's not why I'm saying all this. You guys got to get off that, man. Trying to always debunk somebody just to make them look bad. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm trying to help them understand, overstand something. You guys use overstand, right? The Rastas, you must overstand something. Don't get stuck in personal beliefs, outdated movements that were created for a certain reason. That's out of Africa stuff. That's still out of Africa theories. What Rastas talk about Maya? I want to see. Show me at what point these people talked about Bonampak murals. Please show me. They didn't even know that. They talking too busy about Ethiopia and Africa, Mama Africa and all that. They still do it in their songs today. I literally had to stop listening to a lot of the Rasta music that I loved because it's all about Mama Africa. It's so missing so much history and context, and it's so biased. And the same people doing it and writing these songs don't even know the whole full history of who they might be. The Irish part, the Scottish part, the indigenous American part. Who are Jamaicans? By the way, guys, I'm up to make an announcement right now. Who is Jamaican? Who is Jamaican? Like anybody that's Jamaican and living in Jamaica right now? Who's Jamaican and living in Jamaica? Any of you listening to me is Jamaican and living in Jamaica? Let me know. Because I'm visiting Jamaica. I'm visiting Jamaica. Sorry, Papa Kuri. Yeah, come on, man. Why you call me Papa? Come on, man. I'm not your daddy, man. I'm not your dad, you know. I know you probably saying it out of respect. I get it. I'm not your dad though, you know. Trinidad, a time is coming when doing is required. Hope you learned. Doing is required. I don't know what you're saying, Confused Cobra. I don't know if you're talking to me or anybody else. You're not being specific. If you guys want to leave a comment, a subliminal one, please be detailed and specific so I can know what you're talking about. Oh, so you're a Jamaican, Mula? Okay. Well, I'm going soon. I'm going in August. Is anybody going to be in Jamaica in August? Let me know. Me what? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not that I'm going at these people. Maybe they just didn't know. Maybe they just didn't know. And at that time, you know, Africa, out of Africa is the only thing people can cling on to make them uplift themselves, because they were told they were only slaves, right? So learning that there was other things in Africa, and because they thought they were African, they want to associate to it a lot. And then you got Marcus Garvey, who was a Freemason, a Knights of Malta. And we already got videos on him, his whole connection to white supremacists and all that. But this is what I'm saying. This is too deep for a Rasta to listen to me. You're gonna get emotional, okay? And I know a lot of you guys see me like, what does he know? This white man, so-called white man, this Latino, what does he know? Well, watch the video. You'll see what I know, and keep catching up on the rest. You'll see what I know. So my wife is Jamaican, okay, but Jamaica and UK, okay. Who's in Jamaica though? Who lives in Jamaica or will be in Jamaica in August? Because if you guys are gonna be there in August, we can do a meetup. We can do a meetup. Okay, we can do a meetup, all right? If you wanna, you know, meet me in person, like, you gotta let me know though, because if you're Jamaican and you're not letting me know, you know, I won't do it. You know, like, what's the point? But I think based on my analytics, let's go to the analytics. Let me see. I think Jamaica's like the third country that follows me, the third highest viewership. You know, you got US and UK, then I think Jamaica's next, or Canada. I think Jamaica's one of the top 5 at least that watch me. So I know there's a lot of Jamaicans out there that watch me, and hey guys, I'm going to Jamaica. Like, I didn't really want to make this public, but I'm going to Jamaica, all right, in August. So we can do a meetup. We're gonna meet up in the hood though, Maxwell Avenue, Nelson Road. That's where we're gonna meet in the hood. I hope you're not scared. Yeah. But you guys think I have no connections to Jamaica or Jamaican culture, right? Like, you guys don't know my background. Like, you guys don't know where I've been. All the movements and school of thoughts I've been through. That's what made me more knowledgeable and more, you know, trying to seek more. Blessings, I. Blessings. Rasta comes from King Rastafari. Okay, watch the video. That's what I'm saying. So what is Rastafari? You just said it. It comes from King Rastafari, right? That's the Ethiopian title. So what does it have to do with ancient Maya? Because homeboy just said, oh, the Mayas are Rastas just because they got locks. That's not the same thing. Don't FW Black Americans in Jamaica. I went last year. Don't. Yo, Pando, you. I don't know if it's because you're young or maybe you don't think about things you say before you say them. So you're saying you don't mess with Black Americans in Jamaica? So like, what does that have to do with what I'm talking about? Like that's you, man. You had a bad experience. That's you. I'm sorry you had a bad experience, man. Like, I'm not talking about. So I don't know what you mean, man. Please don't say things like that. Like, that's just a waste of space on my chat. Like, I don't know what you keep your personal opinions about people to yourself, right? Like, it has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, man. All right, you guys don't have real questions anymore. Hold up. Let me just go to my Instagram page real quick. I bet you if I just kind of time out certain people, we'll kind of get to some real things that we can talk about. Like you guys are just, some of you are just like, don't understand when you should just stop. Like stop. Like stop babbling, man. Some of our foes mentally colonized Jamaica old name. Prince Andrew Island, Spanish Town. Most of us had surnames during slavery and were free in the South. That's what I'm saying, King. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. These are your surnames. These are your surnames. But they have an origin. And how did your family get that surname? Saguane. Okay, so the jellyfish is asking me, Kurimeo, in your experience, have you read anything substantive on the kingdom of Saguane, or do you think it is complete? I think I have read about that. I know that word sounds familiar to me. That word sounds familiar to me. Let me just look it up real quick in front of all of you guys. Okay. I know I've heard this before. Okay, the kingdom of Saguane. Let's just read the Wiki. Let's just read what Wikipedia says, right? This could be wrong, but anyways, was a mythical kingdom. Okay, right away. Okay, I think I know where. I remember now. So right away, whenever you see mythical kingdoms, mythical lands, mythical place, I've broken this down. A lot of the time, they are talking about the Americas, guys. But because it doesn't fit narratives or history, they gotta say that's a myth. Oh, that's a myth. They don't want you to think about stuff like that. They don't want you to think about stuff like that. Hey, Alex, you've missed a lot, but that's okay, man. You're here, man. You can catch the replay, you know? Anyways, the kingdom of Saguane was a mythical kingdom that French Breton maritime explorer Jacques Cartier, I think he was a Huguenot, tried to reach in 1535, supposedly located inland of present-day Quebec, Canada. The indigenous people had told Cartier about a rich kingdom, and Cartier was given 2 ships by the French government to explore countries beyond Newfoundland. Yeah, definitely a real thing. So remember, there was many kingdoms in the Americas. What they want to call it in Europe, like Greater Ireland, like Norumbega, like Atlantis, you know, these are all the same things, guys. This is the same stuff. What names did we have for those kingdoms here ourselves, or the people, the indigenous people? Yeah, Norumbega, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, these were real things. Of course, there was real kingdoms here, guys, you know? So a rich kingdom, of course rich. Americas was very rich, many resources here. In 1542, Cartier founded the Charlesbourg Royal Settlement, and his mates initially thought they had found large amounts of diamonds and gold in the area. The treasures were shipped back to France, but turned out to be quartz crystals and iron pyrites. That's still, to me, valuable. These are still valuable things, right? Historic valuation. So he wrote about 1986, Samuel Eliot Morrison wrote about the search for the kingdom of Saguane by explorers in the time period between 1538 and 1543, during which the French regarded the search as means to an end. So it's just like the kingdom of El Dorado, Atlantis, Norumbega, Antilles, the island of the Antilles, you know, all that. It always has to do, the Hesperides, it always has to do with the Americas, guys. It's real stuff. It's just turned into myth because they don't want you to think about stuff like this. You know, that could be in the area of Chicago. That could be in the area of Chicago too, you know? We got haters online, yep. I should visit Guyana? Well, you guys understand my wife is from Jamaica, right? So I'm going with her and her family. We're going, the whole family. So, you know, I'm tagging along. That's why, and it's the one country I always wanted to visit since I was a little kid. I don't know, I just always wanted to go to Jamaica. I told you guys, I was deep into the Rasta culture. I'm not talking from the outside in, all right? See, you guys think I'm gonna just remind you of something here. I'm gonna just remind you of something here. I talk deep conversations with true Rastas. Deep conversations. Deep conversations. And I listened. I didn't interrupt them. I didn't say, but, what about this? But, and they start questioning them. out of, because I was taught to be respectful to elders, and just in general, I respected Rastas, right? Like, just because their presence, I that part of it, that's power. Knowledge is power, right? Knowledge in any way, which I thought at the time was pure knowledge, I respected that, okay? So I listened. I didn't get to become who I am today from just talking like I do now, because I got my channel. That's why I'm doing it. And I feel like I can do it now. I feel like I got enough background to try to help out others, okay? But I'm gonna remind you guys of something, because a lot of you don't know me. All right. Awagwan, let me tell you. I'll show you something, man. Let me show you Awagwan. Okay. You must listen sometimes. Everybody want to talk. None want to listen, man. None. Everybody got an opinion about everything. Everybody got an opinion about everything without doing the research. That's the worst thing about it. If at least they had the research, I would listen more. All right. In my Rasta days still, okay, in my Rasta days still, all right, I've met Capleton like 3 or 4 times. I've chilled with Capleton. I'm literally backstage. I'm in his hotel room. Not just Capleton, but many of the you know, reggae artists, right?
When I say Jah, you say Rastafari.
Aquí estamos con el Fireman Capleton trayéndonos su música, su fuego, su mensaje.
All right, so that was me, right? You see what I'm wearing, right? You see? Jah Army, you know, that's me. Who's that? Right next to me. This is the stuff you guys don't know about me. You think I'm just talking and trying to be disrespectful, but I'm trying to help you understand something, that there's still room for you to learn and know thyself in a more deeper way. They hid a lot from us, guys. They made us look only into Africa on purpose. And a lot of the people who started these movements, whether you want to believe me or not, they were Freemason or part of secret societies. They did have an agenda. They did have an agenda to confuse you and influence you. They come out of something. They all come out of the same circle. I asked Capleman, what is a true Rastaman, right? I asked him, this is what he told me. Listen up. What is a true? He's going to say some parts of Salassi, but listen to the overall, what he says overall, not just that part. Listen to what he says.
Trayéndonos su música, su fuego, su mensaje.
You know what I mean? We're just bringing in the message, bringing in the love, you know what I mean? And bringing in that energy, bringing in that fire, fuego, you know what I mean? Bringing that vibe. Well, a true Rastaman is just, you know, believe in yourself, you know what I mean? Stay true to the thing, you know what I mean? Stand up for equal rights and justice, stand up for salvation. Always remember that the infant cared for, you know what I mean? You know, the sick nourishing, you know what I mean? Help the weak, you know what I mean? Always be faithful, you know what I mean? Stand up for salvation, stand up for redemption, you know what I mean? Preach love, preach unity, you know what I mean? Uphold the liberty and the principle of His Imperial Majesty. You know, Rastafari are about Nyabingi, you know, Bobo Shanti, Orthodox, 12 tribe of Israel, you know what I mean? And, you know, just be real and just be positive and, you know, just be who you are, you know what I mean? And stand up for what you believe in, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, more fire, you know, it's all about the blessing, you know what I mean? Prosperity for the people, you know what I mean? Liberation, salvation, redemption, repatriation, you know what I mean? Restoration, self-esteem, self-awareness, self-reliance, self-thought, self-control, discipline, humility, tolerance, diligence, simplicity. Be yourself, know who you are, know where you're coming from in order to know where you're going. Never be a traitor or sell out to your heritage or your culture, your philosophy or your curriculum. Be obedient to your parent and your guardian. Go to school, get your education. Be educated, re-educated as well, you know what I mean?
Be educated and re-educated. Stand up for your own philosophy. Listen, so what did I like about the Rasta culture? It's all these other points. Not about Africa, not just the Africa part, but you see, most of what he said is things that we can stand for. Most of what he said is things that I do stand for. Stand up for the poor, stand up for injustice, you know, be righteous. None of that has to do with anything to do with Africa or Ethiopia. You understand? And you say, Paradomus says, does Capleton agree? Agree with what? I haven't talked to him in years. I'm not into that culture anymore. I don't really care if he agrees or not. Out of respect, is he willing to learn new things? He's literally telling you, be educated and re-educate yourself. You understand me? Let me put that part back. Listen up. Listen up. Listen up. All right? Is he willing to take his own advice? That's another question.
Be educated, re-educated as well, you know what I mean? And always remember that the ultimate is self-determination. Okay. Believe in you, believe in yourself. Never let no one tell you cannot make it in life, you know what I mean? Have a direction, you know what I mean? Keep your focus, be courageous, know what your goals are, reach out for them. More fire.
And why did I start my channel? Because I took his advice. Why did I start my channel? Be courageous. Believe in yourself. If I wasn't courageous, I wouldn't be up here trying to go up against all you guys who are stuck in beliefs and don't want this truth. You guys want to be stuck in a belief. All right? Why did I start my channel? Because I took his advice. I took his advice. I listened. I didn't just talk to him when I was with him. I listened. I wanted to see what he had to say. I listened. All right? I listened. That's not it. Hold up. Oh man, I gotta go all the way back. I want to show you some more. A lot of you don't know me, man. A lot of you don't really know me, man. I met a lot of rappers too. I'm talking about I'm a real rappers, man. I like, all the ones that come out today. Talking about the old school, man. Okay? Hold on. So that part. Oh, I thank you, Lonnie. Thank you for coming through, Lonnie. Culture grow, we're growing. Culture, yeah. Big ups, brethren. Yeah, big ups to all of you, the real ones out there. I'm talking about the real ones out there with the heart, what he's talking about. You got a heart, you know? You gotta be able to re-educate yourself. Take his advice. I'm trying to help you. Just the original Portuguese or the melanated peoples of no, that's a generalization, Realms 9. There was also not just Portuguese. A lot of different Europeans, Black Europeans came, but the Indians were also melanated. Okay, don't generalize like that. Like that's not a true statement, Realms 9. That's not a true statement. Okay, don't generalize like that, please. Yeah, Portuguese were melanated. A lot of the Sephardic Jews and the conquistadors and all that, and they did mix but they mix heavily with melanated Indians. They mix heavily with melanated Indians. Okay, so that's a generalization, Realms 9. Okay. Oh, okay, good. I don't know. I know you probably watch my videos, so you know what I'm talking about. So cool. Let's hear from Cutty Ranks, sorry. Let's hear from Cutty Ranks now. You guys know Cutty Ranks, right? A dance hall legend, man.
Alivia ese fuego estomacal.
Cutty Ranks. See, he came to Costa Rica, right? So this is after I had moved here. I'm not from here, guys. I grew up in Boston. And as soon as I came here, I started this channel. I had Pure Life TV, right? And I did my thing, I met a lot of people. I grew like quick, fast, it's my energy, that's what I do. I achieve things because I put my heart and passion into everything I do. I don't let nobody tell me you can't do that, you can't do this. Just like a lot of you tell me, oh, you can't be doing that, you can't teach, you can't tell me, you're wrong, all that. I don't listen to y'all, man. Cutty Ranks, listen to what he's gonna say. And look who he's talking to, because he kept it so real with me because I went and asked some real questions. I didn't just say, hey, can you give me a shout out for my channel? And hey, what are you doing? What's your next project? Okay, that's cool. That's all good. But I want to ask you some real questions.
You have to speak from experience and the knowledge what you gain, not just in Jamaica, on a global level. Because I've been to many places in this world, even the Middle East, Israel, the Jordan Desert, Jerusalem, Moscow, Switzerland, and all over the place. The state of the world right now is in a shambles because too many wars. Too many people going into other people's place and taking it over. And that always gonna cause a conflict. You understand? And too much people rising up and greedy for power and money, material things. If you have a mountain of gold and your two kidney failure and you cannot find the right size for those kidney, a mountain of gold cannot save you, no. That is a picture what I'm painting right now. So right now, even in my country, the system is broken. Right now in the United States, politics could never be the worst. You understand? But I would rather be optimistic and wait and see. You have some people who are moderate, who deal with the thing on a dialogue level, and you have some other people who are warmongers.
Yep.
What I have to say to the youths them right now, make sure you get the right level of education and get the knowledge. Try to better your life. No war, just deal with peace and deal with knowledge, smartness, and play the game how it's supposed to be played, because there are rules to the game. Once you play by the rules, you can be successful. Same way like how anybody else can do it, you can do it, them can do it. Anybody can do it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So just rise to the occasion and don't leave your bubbles or worship material things. Material is good in terms of enjoying your life, take care of your family, and have the best life on this planet, eat the best food and all that, but don't worship it, because it can backfire. So just big up all the youth, them, and just stay off of drugs and don't make nobody turn in on a crackhead. You understand what I say?
Yeah. You understand what me I say? All right. I want to, like he's literally talking to me, guys. He's not just talking to anybody. He's talking to me because I asked him some real questions. All right. I asked him some real questions. He's like, damn, this guy is like really wants to know what I think. Okay. Y'all think I'm just, a lot of you say I'm just, oh, what do you know? You're just a Mexican behind a computer. I'm not even Mexican. You're just a Latino behind a computer. You guys don't know where I've been or what I've done. I was also in the new Black Panther Party in Boston. When my boy Jamal, he's the head of the Boston chapter of the new Black Panther Party. I went to the Million Man March with Malik Shabazz, the leader of the new Black Panther Party. We slept on the floor that night. We stopped in New York the day before, like round the way, and I think I met S.A. Nader, in his Black Panther dress before I even knew who he was. And I recognized him one day when he had I knew about S.A. Nader, but then one day he showed a picture of himself with the new Black Panther, attire. And I was like, oh my gosh, I met S.A. Nader before. I just remember that. I just realized that. Right? So you guys don't know where I've been or what I've done and what I've sacrificed and what I risked. And when it comes to, the new Black Panther Party and what I was doing with them, and when we're doing fundraisings and selling waters in the middle of summer in the streets in the hood, and people coming up to me is like, you're not even black. You're not even black. You're not even black. What you doing here? You're not even black. And it's still happening to me today. It's still happening to me today. And that's why when I say, guys, let me go at the hijacks the way I do, don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing. Sometimes people need to hear it. I ain't gonna let nobody bully me. Like I let a lot of people bully me before. That shit don't happen anymore. And even through all that, I still got love for y'all, for everybody, no matter what color. I don't judge people based on the bad apples. I don't judge people based on the bad apples and the cloud chasers and everybody who talks bad about me. I wouldn't be a righteous person if I did that. I'm righteous before I'm a YouTuber. I'm righteous before historian. At some point in my life, I was ready to go to war. I was ready to lose it all and just sacrifice my whole life to go to war. But I know I learned, with time, there's a time for everything, There's a time for everything, and sometimes you gotta live to fight another day. And if I would have done crazy things back in the day, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have a YouTube channel. You guys think I'm just some Latino from Costa Rica who likes history. There's a lot more to me that you don't know. And I'm not out here babbling it or trying to show off or anything like that. I just brought this up today because a lot of the Jamaican brothers or the Rasta brothers want to kind of judge me and, but you don't know why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this to make you look like a fool, to make you feel like dumb or just make you think you don't know anything or you're following. I'm just trying to help you. In whatever era I grew up in, whatever school of thought I've been through, I was always just trying to help everybody. And I wanted to bring everybody together. And that was one of the reasons Jamal, my boy, got really cool with me because he's like, yo, you can help me try to unite, the Black brothers and the Latino brothers in Boston. And, we were like the Malcolm X and Che Guevara, we were like the Malcolm X and Che Guevara when we were there, And, that didn't go how I really wanted it to go down. I didn't have enough of my spirit and power to have the confidence I do now to make the difference I really wanted to make, And there's a time for everything. Just like, I was talking about the scholars earlier, in their time, they probably thought they were doing good, out of Africa stuff, and that's all they knew. But times have changed, guys. Just like when I was a Rasta, like times have changed. Like you keep learning, you keep growing. You got to re-educate yourself always. Knowledge is power. As Capleton was saying, going back into my memories and stuff, it does get emotional, like, cause the way I see the world going and how people treat each other or treat me, or just even when I go at people, I like that's not how I want to be. That's just my human part, just trying to defend myself, because you guys don't understand. You guys don't know my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of you follow people based on the info, don't know their heart. But I always try to like show my heart. Like I want you to know my heart. What is my goals? What is my passion? What is my ultimate goal? And I hope that the real ones after all these years, because when I did, I did a lot of videos for a long time without talking, without showing myself, without making it about me. Why? Because I had to show people who I am. I had to put my I had to kind of prove myself, right, on YouTube, right? I had to kind of prove myself, and I did it. I put in a lot of work in the last 8 years when it comes to these presentations and research and stuff, and I still am. And it's a blessing, I thank the Most High for my whole journey, that led me to right here, right now, this moment, right? So just want you to understand that, right? I know I put, let's talk about it, ancient America, like, it's not just out of Africa, Talking about Black Europeans, I'm trying to help you understand your other ethnicity. History is not one-sided. Your genealogy is not one-sided. There's a lot to you. It's very complex. And you're not all the same just because you're so-called Black. You know what I mean? Some of you might be more related to me than other Black folks. If we're talking about going anciently and going really start picking and researching the genealogy and who our ancestors are, what commonalities we have, you know, and a lot of you know, black folks don't have nothing at all, that they're just like, there's no connection to each other, only the color. But you would rather listen to a person like that because of how they look and not me. And I'm just hoping that you don't be like that. You're right here, and whoever's listening right now, that you be a better person. They're trying to separate us always, right? Divide and conquer. That's always been the thing. Like, you guys watch the news, they're trying to create this hate, this race between colors, between Latinos, between fake boundaries, between Mexicans versus Americans, when the whole of the States is America, right? Like, I mean, the whole of the Americas is America, not just USA. So we can't fall into those things, because they're not always going to show us. And I did the interview with the brother today earlier, right? He asked me about ICE and what's going on, and I kind of say, hey, listen, you know, like, yeah, the news is kind of like, we gotta really be careful with the news, because they're pushing their own narratives and they're trying to influence you a certain way. That's not everybody. You know, they might show, you know, a black queen getting beat up by certain Hispanic people, or vice versa. They might show a Latino getting beat up, but that's not the whole truth. There's a lot of good out there too. There's a lot of good brothers coming together, and you know, they only want to show the negative. And I'm gonna say it, there's a lot of us in this community that's always been on that hate, talking about Latinos, talking about we the one, you know. And I'm not even gonna say the names, but a lot of you follow them or had followed them. I don't know if you still do. They're not really out in the limelight like they were back then. But they were spitting hate to you, influencing you to hate people that look like me, generalizing their experience with a bad apple, and now acting like we all like that. You know what I mean? Again, a lot of us are not like that. I got love for humanity. Okay? I love for humanity. So when we're talking about black Europeans, I'm not trying to make you less Indian. I'm trying to show you another greater part of you. Another part of you, you know? You know Perfect Giddy Money? You guys know Perfect Giddy Money? You guys know Elephant Man? Right? You know Kimani Marley? So Kimani Marley was a good experience. He came to the Caribbean.
Well, this is Kimani Marley speaking to you
straight from Costa Rica. So Kimani Marley, I had a good experience with him. I got lucky. I don't know. It just happened. You know, it's just most high, you know. I went early to where he was rehearsing. I got to chill with him. Got to blaze up with him. I met his family, his wife, his kids. I was playing with his kids. It was an awesome experience, man. You know, that was the most high connecting us. And, you know, I told him things. You know, apart from what you see in the videos, we had deep conversations. And I know that if they ever probably watch me, they're probably, oh, wait, I know this guy. You know, like I said some real deep things to them. Back in the day when I didn't have all this knowledge, still, you know, I was still, this was like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 15 years ago, you know? So I had a great experience with him. You know, I got to meet him as a person, got to meet his family, and just the bloodline he carries, right? His dad and everything, and the whole energy, that was amazing for me, you know?
Well, this is Kimani Marley speaking to you straight to Costa Rica, and we are saying more love, more unity, more progress. You know what I mean? We have to be productive in our minds, in our thoughts, and in every day of life. Rastafari.
Yeah. All right. And I got a lot more. Okay. I got a lot more. Oh, Top Cat is live. Okay. Yeah. All right, Tough Get It Alive. Look how it brought me there. But my videos don't come up. No notifications for my videos. Everybody tells me all that. That's the thing I gotta go through, right? I got Chronics, we got Cali Blacks, we got Gappy Ranks. That was a cool time chilling with Gappy Ranks. With Marla Brown. What's his name? Brown, the famous singer Brown, his daughter, right? Marla Brown. No Man is an Island, right? Who sings that song? I forget. Dennis Brown. That's his daughter. I toured with her in Costa Rica. I brought her to my boy's studio. She didn't have nowhere to rehearse. So I said, hey, don't worry. I know this place. You can go rehearse. You don't have to pay. And we got some footage of them, rehearsing in there and her. And it was a great experience. Gappy Ranks felt me. Elephant Man felt me. Like it was good. And then, guys, I stopped that. Then I was like, let's do some real videos. Let's do some videos on knowledge. I don't care to be famous and entertainer. I could have gone that route. Here. I had a little segment here on TV, 6 minutes every week on the music channel. I had a little segment. They weren't trying to pay me the same. They weren't trying to like really respect the work I was doing. And it's the vibes ain't there, right? When the vibes ain't there, that's not me. I'm out. I started my own channel. I started talking about other things when I had no subscribers. Yeah, Dennis Brown, when I had no subscribers. Look, my first video, right? Really, let me just go back to my first video, right? And this is me talking to you guys before I even knew it, right? Before I was talking out of my heart, before I even had any subscribers, before I even knew that anybody's gonna watch my videos. Welcome to Wonderland. Listen.
Hello everyone, my people. It's Kurimeo here. Long time I've been trying to come out and do something like this. And I know you know this phrase, there's a time for everything. So the time is now. I know if you've read that before. So yeah, there's a time for everything. Meaning to do something like this. Even before YouTube. I was thinking way back when they had VCRs, man. I just wanted to do videos and stuff, but so yeah, since a kid I was like history and mysteries and stuff like that. And I don't know why, I just felt connection with the past, and also with really knowing really things. Like I always picture myself how it would have been like being in the past, being in Egypt or being in Rome, or even as an Indian, or what did the slaves go through, what things like that, always bothered me. And so I always had questions for my mom, and like the weirdest questions that for her it was probably really hard to answer. So I used to ask her, like, because she was really religious, Catholic growing up, had me in church, always praying rosary and all that stuff. I liked it because it made me a very spiritual person. But at the time I didn't. Well, probably like any kid, I just wanted to be outside playing and stuff. But I did have questions. I did kind of try to combat what I was learning in church and everything. Always, and, where did the Indians come from? I asked her. Where did the dinosaurs come from? Where do they fit in the Bible? I don't know. Where are they? I used to ask her things like that. I still remember. I'm an innocent kid, right? So I'm silly right now when I think about it, but it was a legit question when I asked it. I asked my mom, I was like, where do black people come from? Where did they come from all of a sudden? You gotta understand, man, I'm a little kid. I'm interested in the past. I really want to know things, and I'm just confused with what I'm seeing, man. I'm learning in history class. I'm seeing on TV. I'm seeing white Moses. I'm seeing white Cleopatra, white Jesus, white Santa Claus, white Abraham. Everybody was white. Ben-Hur was white. Everybody's white. So God is white. They paint them white. I'm like, everything's white. So, thankfully over the years, the ignorance went away. I was guided, most of my life, connected with the source, creator, the one mind. He put me in the right places, put me with the right people, so I was able to discern. Wisdom means discerning, to read between the lines and just experience it. I had to feel it. couldn't just know it. You have to feel it. You have to know it. So all these videos I'm coming out with and all these things I'm coming out with, it's just what I'm telling you how I feel and what I know, what I know. And because if once you follow your heart, anybody can do it. Once you connect, with that pure love, ask and you shall receive. So here we go. Ethiopia, I mean, they used to refer a black person as Ethiopian. Anybody with dark skin, because they knew that was that area.
All right. You guys see, like, I had no subscribers. I had no views. I'm literally talking to myself. But you know what? I believed. I knew this would happen. I knew I knew because I know myself. I know everything I put my love into it, my passion. Somebody's gonna see it. You plant the seed, it's gonna grow. Even this is what, 8 years ago? Look how much we have learned in the last 8 years. And I just, shout out to 42 The Drop Radio. You see why I'm showing him first? Because I saw the love. I saw the real humanity, the realness in this person. Motivated me to start my channel in a different way. Like, forget all the fame, forget all that. This is more important. Okay. And I'm telling you guys, nobody was really watching this until, look, 95,000 now, but that's because I got followers now. Like, I didn't know if anybody was going to watch these videos, right? But I just wanted you to see, like, I was being real 8 years ago. Like, I was literally asking my mom these things she couldn't answer. Why is they showing us all these white people, right? Everybody's white. Even God is white, right? That's what they were showing us. So where does black people come from? This is me at like 8, 9, 7 years old asking my mom this stuff, right? That she couldn't even answer. So like a lot of people ask me, what got you into this? It's in my spirit. It's in my soul. It's my mission. I've met a lot of important, interesting people in my life, like from the little bit of projects I've done. Hey, actually, I could have gone into soccer. I got a scholarship, a full scholarship for LaSalle College in Boston for soccer. I had to drop out because I had my son at 18, my first son. They weren't paying my food and all that. They were paying my college, but I needed money, so I had to drop out. I know I would have made it. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. I'm like that. I know myself. I know I would have made it, at least even to the MLS, but I know I would have made it to Europe. And I would have made it to the national team here. I know I would have. I got invited when I was in high school, my senior year. I got invited to represent the all-star team of Massachusetts and play in England, right? And one of those famous stadiums, I forget which one it was, to representing the all-stars of Massachusetts. And I know somebody would have saw me in that game. I know I would have so that would have been a whole different life for me. But Most High had a plan for me. Sometimes you got plans, but the Most High got other plans for you. You understand? And somebody like me, a lot of times I had to learn the hard way. But a lot of you don't have to learn the hard way. And this is what my mission is, to try to help you not have to learn things the hard way. Like, unfortunately, I had to learn a lot of things the hard way, but you don't have to. That's just my, being all that, my zodiac, my energy, my all that is just part of what I have to do. Okay. But what I'm trying to say is I could have took many roads that would have never led me to becoming a YouTube and getting to know all you guys, or you guys getting to know me, and all this knowledge coming out, all these videos. So this is meant to be. That's what I'm trying to say. This is all meant to be. It's past, for me, it's past belief, right? For me, it's past belief. So when I tell you, like I was saying earlier, right? I mean, I'm not even doubting Charles V was a black man. But when they're telling you, Salassi, and he might be the king of Italy, and it's way more to believe than me. I have a feeling this is gonna come out soon. All this is gonna come out soon, and you guys are gonna remember. Oh, Kurimeo was saying it, or Neil Morgenstern was showing us, right? But I think that how long has it been? 2.5. Yeah, I gotta get off, guys. So I can keep going, I can keep doing more lives like this, but sometimes it does get stressful. It does get stressful trying to deal with people in the chat, and then my human part comes out, trying to like control it and trying to make them understand something. So it is draining. A lot of times it is draining, and we don't always want to go through that. So I just try to stick to the info, stick to the presentations, and not make it about me. But I hope you see like this picture shows, right? This picture is very symbolic. This picture right here is very symbolic. Like there's a lot to you. Don't neglect your other heritage. We all got the good, the bad, the ugly in our ancestry. It's not one-sided, it's not biased. Okay? And that's all a lot of people want to talk about and go live and blog and for hours, and they get a lot of views, they get a lot of cash apps. I can't even get cash apps in Costa Rica. Like life has always been a struggle, but that's how the Most High planned it for me, right? Like I'm gonna struggle to the end, man. But that's what's always made me stronger than almost everybody else. And that's what makes you stronger if you go through the same things. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna go out. Let me see. I got my boy Rob in here. I see you, Rob. I see you, Rob. Let me see what I got here. Let me see what I got here. Above all, let me see this. Everlasting. I'm gonna put this one. It's called Everlasting because I think it fits everything I just talked about. We're everlasting. Not just me, but the lineage, right? Us. We're everlasting. They try to get rid of us. They try to kill us. They try to reclassify us. They try to put us against each other. But we're everlasting. All right. Produced by Rob and Dre Beats. Everlasting, right? I think it fits the moment. Shout out to he's in the chat. Let me see. I got a new Red Lion Pacana. Red Lion Pacana. This is his beat right here, guys. He's in the chat. Red Lion Pacana. Give him a shout out. It's called Everlasting. All right. Appreciate everybody that tuned in today and my little talk. Thanks for listening. Right. Hope you understood everything I was saying, whether it was babbling or whatever you think of it. I hope some of it sticks to you. I hope it makes you a better person. And I hope that you look into what I was saying, a lot of the stuff, and not just be one-sided. All right, I'm out. Yo, Joe, yo, Signs, yo, Matt, if you're down, let me know. I'm coming right now, ready, locked and loaded. Locked and loaded, I'm coming. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to all my Patreon supporters. Again, I showed it in the beginning. If you want to support me that way, you can. If you want to be a channel member, that's another way. Thank you. Hey, thank you. Thank you, guys. I see you all in the chat, man. I see you guys. Like, appreciate it, man. Like, some real people in the chat, guys. Like, some real important people, real special people in the chat that I've been able to talk to and meet, get to know, chill with, they can get to know me. So, I appreciate all of you guys, man. Much love and respect to the real ones, even to that bad apples out there, man. I got love for y'all. I know that y'all just don't know. Y'all just ignorant, So they're like little children. Like little children, sometimes they don't know any better, in biblical sense, they told so-called Jesus, hey, he said to the Most High, forgive them. What they don't know what they doing. Forgive them, Most High. They just don't know what they doing. All right. I learn from everybody. When you have the truth will set you free. I got it tattooed on my arm. John 8:32. When you have the truth, will make you free. Shout out to Rob. Yeah, will make you free. The truth will make you free in many ways. All right. Much love and respect. Pura vida, mi gente. All right. Pure life, pure love. Like I was saying earlier in my first video, pure love. Just like Capleton was saying, that pure love, righteousness, pure love. Appreciate everybody that came through. Much love. Pura vida, mi gente. I really mean it when I say mi gente, my people. Pure love, mi gente. Hawaii.